Ooh, wee. Hey, yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brave on Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. It's Friday. It is Friday. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. I needed to do that. I may do it again. Okay? Because Heavenly Father's amazing. This ain't even 80 proof I'm drinking. It's a smoothie. It's a smoothie. Hold up. What's going on with Facebook? Edit. You having an issue with Facebook? No. I want Facebook on here. No. Cancel. I want Facebook on here now. All right, I want Facebook on here now. If you on Facebook and you can see me, let me see what's going on here. If you on Facebook and you can see me, type something in. Okay. It was blocked and can't be viewed by others. Why? Why would it be blocked? It shouldn't be blocked. It definitely shouldn't be blocked. All right, so Facebook is having some issues right now. Because I ain't done nothing to mess with Facebook. Let me see. Edit. Description. Move. Okay. All right, hold on. What up, Boogie? I'm coming. Hold on, because we having some issues on Facebook. I don't know why they saying they having issues with Facebook. Yeah, I got to get my Facebook people back on. There we go. Okay, there we go. I don't know what was going on there, but anyway. Oh, it is Friday, September the 5th, 2025. And y'all heard me start off this joint by singing praises, saying that my God is good. Thank you, Lord. And Boogie, this ain't even 80 proof, bro. This is a smoothie I just made.
I like that.
Immediate lifestyle change. The 80 proof is coming. But still though, no, this is a smoothie. I just chopped up some strawberries and bananas and some ice with a little bit of fruit juice and threw it in the blender.
Hey. Once you start putting yogurt in the joint, bro.
Oh, I ain't never tried that before. I got yogurt in the refrigerator too, bro.
Different level, man.
Man, where was you at like 10 minutes ago?
Listen, we be on the morning smoothies, man. It's quick, fills you up for a little bit. It's decent.
That's good stuff. I definitely should start doing that before I get on that bus. But see, I'd have to do that when the kids ain't here, because if I do that at 6 o'clock in the morning, the kids gonna have an attitude. They're gonna be like, I want one. How come you get a smoothie, Daddy, and I can't get one? I'll be like,
this is grown man smoothie.
I was just getting ready to say that. Like, I'm a grown ass man. That's why. Yeah. Mind your child business.
Exactly. You caught any of this game so far? It's coming up on halftime.
Yes, I have. The Chargers are up. I'm actually watching it right now.
Same.
Yeah. I called the Chargers to win this game, bro.
I know you did.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking at this game a little funky, because I'm like, I called Chiefs to win, and yeah. I mean, offensively they look decent. I think they're about to. I think this next drive is going to be
Yeah, the
a
Chargers are
scoring
fine.
one.
I'd say the only thing is, I did more of that with pure hatred to the Chiefs because I believe the Chargers will find a way to mess it up. I do, but Worthy did go out like the first play of the game.
That is unfortunate.
But what are we going to talk about today? Okay, today is Friday, and again, let me explain with the new format of the Sports Plus Life Prediction League. On Tuesdays, we will make our Thursday night picks. In this case, in this instance, is a Thursday and Friday game. We've already done that. So what we're gonna do while A Boogie is on here on a Friday, because A Boogie don't usually mess with me on no damn Friday, because Fridays I be all over the place on Fridays, and I still will be, but business first. We're gonna make our picks for Sunday and Monday's game. So we're gonna do that. Also have a reaction to the Eagles and the Cowboys game. I don't know if Sean is going to be on here or not, but we can let's quickly react to that first. The Philadelphia Eagles on banner night beat the Dallas Cowboys. You know it. They beat the Dallas Cowboys 24-20. Hey, Aaron. What do we think of the Dallas Cowboys? You ain't even got to answer. And the funny thing about it is that everybody is trying to say, oh, the Cowboys played good. What fuck you mean you played good and you lost?
That is technically a thing.
CeeDee Lamb forgot how to catch a ball, and you're going to see these L's pile up for the Cowboys. So, but the story of the game, the main story of the game was the first hit that motherfucker. Okay, the first play of the game. But before the actual first snap of the game, after the kickoff, Philadelphia Eagles star defensive tackle guy I picked to win defensive player of the year. You ain't gonna do it like that. Jalen Carter spit in Dak Prescott's face. That's just nasty.
It's very. Yeah, there's no excuse. I've been trying to figure out how to, because I seen the whole thing where Dak spit on the ground first, so then he walked over. But you don't spit on no man, and. Yeah, no, that's the kind of stuff that gets you touched off the field. But yeah, what it is.
Now, I hate the Cowboys with a passion. I will spit on that star. I will piss on that star. But I ain't gonna spit in nobody's face. That's just wrong.
Nah.
And if he spit on me first, I'm just gonna fucking punch his ass. This is on and popping right then. Two people would have got thrown out the game because goddamn it, you ain't gonna spit in my face and call it ice cream, bitch. I don't give a fuck how big you is, nigga. We fitting rumble. I might get my ass whipped, but I'm gonna get my ass whipped like a man. Goddamn it.
Listen, or after the game, we gonna step outside and we gonna have to have some sort of. I mean, Dak makes more than enough money to hire somebody to do it.
He's the highest paid player in the league.
It's crazy. That's
why I don't know, but he is.
Dallas has one of the highest caps out there, so makes sense.
Not really. Maybe at the time they signed him, but trading Micah Parsons actually got them some cap room. But Dallas cap ain't hitting on shit. Not when they signed. Not before. I mean, they a little bit now that they traded Micah, but before then, the CD contract, the Dak contract, they won't hit cap won't hitting on shit. That's why I loved it. Overpay that bitch so y'all can't pay nobody else.
I mean, I don't think nobody else really want to go to Dallas.
I mean,
unless they getting paid.
And unless you care more about the show than winning.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, at some point in your career, that's
the
probably
Dallas Cowboys are not in the business of winning Super Bowls. They're in the business for entertainment purposes only.
100%.
Straight up. I mean, they're a clown. They're walking.
Dallas.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
No, I said for right now, Dallas is not in the business of winning games.
No, they're a walking, talking clown show. They are, and I cherish every loss they take. Mm.
Mm-mm.
That's a good drink there. Um. So we both agree that Jalen Carter should not have reacted that way. I mean, if you feel like he spit at your foot on purpose, you're a defensive tackle, bro. You can light this motherfucker up every play. If you're gonna get a personal foul, get a personal foul on a hit. Don't get thrown out the game. You know what I'm saying? Late hit his ass once. If you feel that strongly about it, late hit him. You know what I'm saying? Let him throw the ball, bang. Okay, I mean, it's 15 yards. You still in the game. You still in the game, and now you didn't touch that motherfucker up. You almost cost your team the game, sir, because Philadelphia could get no pressure. Dallas was able to run the ball as they pleased, and that was because you were not there, sir. You are that important to that team. You are that important to that defense, to where that action almost cost. And imagine, oh my God, them bitch ass Cowboy fans would have been insufferable if they had found a way to win that game. They would have been like, see, we don't need Micah. We're going to the Super Bowl. Shut up. You sorry bastards. You had Jalen Carter out the game. You were averaging 5 yards a carry. CeeDee Lamb caught for over 100 yards, and you still lost. Now, you still lost. A.J. Brown had 1 catch, and you still lost. Devontae Smith had 3 catches for 18 yards, and you still lost. Saquon Barkley didn't even go roughshod on y'all, and you still lost. So guess what? Eat nuts. But Jalen Carter is probably going to be suspended for their next game against Kansas City.
As he should be.
As he should be. And if the Chiefs lose tonight, I guarantee you there's going to be somebody that says, you think they were looking forward to their game against the Eagles? You know they're going to make some excuse for bitch-ass Patrick Mahomes.
Guy's still he's coming up on GOAT status.
No, well, he wins another Super Bowl or two, okay. But, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If you look at the way he's played the last 2 seasons, even though one of them, materialized in the Super Bowl, it's really been the defense. He's made clutch plays. I give him that at times. But it's really been their defense that has carried the day because, I mean, I'm amazed that I am amazed that they have won 2 Super Bowls after Tyreek Hill left because their offense has not been a smidgen of what it was since Tyreek Hill was there. But the thing is that the crazy thing is that when Tyreek Hill was there, the defense sucked. And now that Tyreek Hill is gone, the defense is great. And that just goes to show the defense really does win championships.
Did Juju just start playing for them this season? He was with them last season, right?
He was with them when they beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. He was with them when they beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. He was not with them when they beat San Francisco, and he came back to him last year.
I mean, I've always considered him a better than average receiver.
Juju?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
now,
but
don't
Juju,
ask me to put him on my fantasy league, but
yeah, I was going to say Juju is a possession receiver. Juju value was up highest when he was playing opposite AB. When he's playing opposite Antonio Brown. Because he got it, and that was when Antonio Brown was in his prime. Now, you have to think, Juju been in the league for a while. Now, he's only like 28, 29, but he came in the league when he was 20.
I mean, that's old in football years.
Huh?
I mean, that's kind of old in football years.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, again, he was, because I know when Juju, his rookie year, we was still living in the house in Holland Springs. So, but, Antonio Brown was getting double covered, triple covered, and he was getting, and Juju he ate. But when AB left, Juju ain't come close to 1,000 yards. Juju went from a 1,400-yard receiver to about a 600-yard receiver. Maybe. And that's 600 if he's your second option. Because if he's your third option, maybe 400-yard receiver. Because with Juju as your first option, you're not winning shit. I'm being honest with you. You ain't winning shit. If he's your first option. Now, you throw Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy on there, okay, all right. He can be productive. But Juju as your number 1, you ain't winning nothing.
Undependable.
Your best receiver better be Travis Kelce if Juju's your number one option. I'm being serious. I'm not trying to poo-poo on Juju. I'm just telling you what he is. He's not a burner. He doesn't create separation. He's a possession receiver.
All right.
But
we'll see what he do for them this year.
We'll see. But what we need to talk about before we start talking about these picks is Jalen Hurts, man. I don't know when they're going to put some respect on this man's name. Again, what I just said while I was saying, while I'm trolling the Cowboys saying A.J. Brown didn't do this, Saquon Barkley didn't do that, Devontae Smith didn't do this, you didn't have Jalen Carter, and you still lost. Do you know why you still lost? Because you lost to the motherfucking best quarterback in the league coming into the 2025 season. That's my opinion. Yes, I said it. Yes, I stand on it. He does what you have. He does what he has to do to win the fucking game. Period. He does what he has to do to win the game. Okay? It's that simple. I mean, he looked great while he was running. He looked great throwing the ball. And really, it was the runs that killed the Cowboys. So, what do you think of Jalen Hurts' performance?
How can I put this? Because I want to make sure I put the proper respect. Because he is, without question, top 3 quarterback in the league right now. And I don't want to sound like Cam Newton, because saying he has a bunch of star players around him is counterproductive. While to me he's not number 1, without question he is a phenomenal quarterback. And the lack of publicity I've seen around his stats is it's on the level of the blackmailing of Shedeur Sanders at this point. It's so visible and glaring in everybody's face, but just like the lack of coverage on it is it's targeted at this point. That's what it is. It's targeted, even from his own community. Because to Cam's point, what Cam said makes no sense, but he got a platform. So,
well, and I think Cam is. I fuck with Cam. I think Cam is as. I think Cam is as entertaining as it gets, but and I do like his podcast. But
I've been seeing clips here.
Name me the all-time great quarterback that never had any weapons.
Exactly.
Name him.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. It does not work that way. Name me the all-time great quarterback. I mean, who did Montana and Young have to throw to? Who did they have? Hey, this may be a little before your time, then, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Rice.
I'm like, John Montana. Nigga, I was in 4th grade.
Steve Young. Jerry Rice. Okay. Who did Peyton Manning have to throw to? Who did Troy Aikman have to throw to? So who did Brady have to throw to? I understand that none of his receivers are Hall of Famers that he won Super Bowls with, but Deion Branch was a hell of a player. Troy Brown was a hell of a player. Julian Edelman was a hell of a player. Two of those dudes won Super Bowl MVP with him on the field. So it's like, what do you like? I don't understand when people sit here and criticize Jalen Hurts because of the team he has around him. Don't hate because he has a competent front office, because when Troy Aikman was winning Super Bowls with Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith and Jay Novacek, nobody heard that. You didn't hear that shit. When Steve Young and Joe Montana were winning Super Bowls with Jerry Rice and John Taylor and Roger Craig and Brent Jones, and you didn't hear that shit. I'll throw my boy in the mix. When John Elway was winning Super Bowls with Terrell Davis and Shannon Sharp, Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey, you didn't hear about that stuff. What quarterback doesn't have great weapons? Maybe those teams that win one Super Bowl only, like the Baltimore Ravens in 2000. They had arguably the greatest defensive ever. Who the fuck did they have on offense? outside of Shannon Sharp, who wasn't that much part of the game plan. They had Jamal Lewis. He was a rookie. So, I mean, honestly. So, I'm just saying, like, even the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when they won in 2002, they had Keyshawn Johnson, Keenan McCardell, Michael Pittman. They had weapons. So this notion that, Jalen Hurts just has all these weapons is bullshit. It's bullshit because Patrick Mahomes got Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, but we don't say that about him. Oh, no. So come on. I hate it when people move the fucking goalpost back just because you don't want, because you, for whatever reason, you want to keep some from giving somebody their credit.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts is the best. This is just my opinion. I hear your opinion. I like your opinion. But to me, coming into this season, he's number one. I mean, his team is the reigning defending champions. He's the reigning Super Bowl MVP. Whenever you challenge him to show up, he exceeds your expectations. So, well, I mean, Chris Canty said today on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN, he said he's a top 5 quarterback and he ain't number 5.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah. He's a top 5 quarterback, and he ain't number 5. I definitely can agree with that. There's a good boy. There's a good right here, boy. Okay. Hey, Boogie.
Yeah, man.
Let's put you on the hot seat.
All right.
Let's make this fucking shit dramatic. Yeah. Let's make this dramatic. Yeah, that's what I do here. You heard me. That's what I do.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, my bad. There we go. Yeah. What up, Low Ma? What up, my nigga? What's going on, my boy? All right. Are you ready? Are you ready for week number 1 of your picks, boy?
Go ahead.
Are you gonna show up? Are you actually gonna make some noise? Are you actually gonna try to fucking win this shit, boy?
Yeah, bro, I'm not picking up.
You said what?
I'm good. You're going for the bed. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was my bad, bro.
You good?
Okay.
No, you good, homie.
Yeah,
I'm fixing this technical stuff.
No, you good.
There we go. I'm fixing this technical stuff. There we go. Are you ready, bro? Are you actually gonna make some noise this season? Are you gonna come in something? Yeah. Are you gonna come in something other than like 10th place, bro?
There was like 30 of us last year. So that's actually pretty good. But no, I'm coming for the number 1 spot. There's more people this year. I'm coming for the number 1 spot this season.
See, I've experienced that before. Where you been at, dog? Okay. So you have picked Kansas City to win this game. How's that looking for you right now?
Going into the half, not so nice, but I mean, we're talking about clutch Mahomes.
Yeah, like I said, I believe the Chargers will find a way to fuck it. I mean, yeah, this is still the Chargers. I don't give a damn who they go to. Now, Sunday, Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Baker versus Durag P.
Durag P. Yep.
Who you got?
I think Tampa Bay is pulling this one out.
Pause. No, I'm just playing. Another field goal. Okay. All right. Okay. Cincinnati at Cleveland. Now, this is a good one. This is a good one because Cleveland has had Cincinnati's number in the Joe Burrow era.
I think Cleveland's gonna have a little fire behind them. I think they win their first game of the season.
You going with Cleveland?
I'm going the Browns.
Well, that's your first fuck up right there, bro. I'm just messing with you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk with your mouth full.
Number one.
Mm-hmm. The Dolphins at the Colts. Oh, already. Okay. You're going with the Colts.
We do. No, we're definitely going with the Dolphins. We definitely win our first game of the season. Don't worry about getting back here.
Okay. All right. The Raiders at the Patriots. This to me is like a pick'em game.
This one was one I was a little on the fence about. I'm gonna go with the Patriots first.
Well, with New England, huh?
Yeah. That's how you know I'm trying to win.
I don't know if you're trying to win by fucking with the Patriots. Okay.
I think this morning they just announced that somebody was retiring.
Oh, you know who it was? It was Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
And he had just re-signed with them. He had just re-signed with them like 2 weeks ago. Last week, actually.
This nigga showed up to work for 2 weeks and was like, nah, I'm just going to retire.
Pretty much. I mean, you know what? If that's not in his heart no more, then, respect on his career. He got over 10,000 yards. He had a respectable career. That's really all I can say about it. He had a respectable career. Congratulations, nigga. He would rather be at home where I'm sure he's made a lot of money, than be with the Raiders and losing. And I can understand. I can respect that decision. Because while the Raiders will be a very well prepared team this year under Pete Carroll, no question, they'll be prepared.
Oh yeah,
they ain't winning but so many games. If they was in the AFC South, I would pick them to win the division. Yeah. So you going with the Patriots?
Yes, sir.
All right. The Cardinals at the Saints.
New Orleans.
Okay. The Steelers at the Jets. The Aaron Rodgers Bowl.
Steelers dog walking his boys on a leash, bent over all fours.
So the Steelers are gonna dog walk him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Giants at the Commanders.
I think this is going to be a decent little game too, but I'm going with the Commanders winning their first.
The Panthers at the Jaguars.
I don't even want to watch this mess, but Jack.
You said you're going with who? Jacksonville. So they're going to ruin Travis Hunter debut.
I hope he's all right.
Travis Hunter?
Practices was looking weird.
I hope he's all right because of that gold digger he married. And now she's pregnant, so she done secured her bag.
Mm-hmm.
Her mission is done. Her mission is taken care of. Did he catch that ball?
No, Patrick Mahomes is looking like a rookie.
All right, next, Tennessee at Denver.
Very on the fence about this one, but I'm gonna go with y'all for the first.
That's that Miami shit. I don't know what the hell you on the fence for.
You gotta see both sides clearly before you jump.
We're gonna beat these niggas' ass.
All right.
Rookie quarterback. Going against the best defense in the NFL. I mean, we'll see. I say that now, and then I don't have me coming on the post game show being pissed the fuck off. I will cancel that show in a heartbeat. No, I'm just y'all gotta see the new y'all gotta see the new thumbnail.
It's fire. It's fire.
As well as hear the remake of the song. All right, so San Francisco at Seattle.
49ers.
49ers, okay. Detroit at Green Bay. Now, everybody's riding the I ain't even gonna say the Packers sack. They're all riding the Micah Parsons sack, and he may not even play.
No, I mean, why not just? I was about to say, why not just ride Jordan up stack? That's also quite weird. So yeah, no, I'm going with Green Bay.
Shout out to you too, baby. Shout out to you too. All love. Hope everything is good. Now you said who you going with?
I'm going with the Packers for that game.
You going with the Packers?
Packers.
This is what I'm drinking on, my boy. This is what I'm drinking on, my boy.
All right, a little more
yeah,
smoothie.
Man. This thing good right here. This thing good right here. What? Come on, I need a female to come over here. I can pour it on it.
What did he say?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, okay, so you going with Green Bay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you hear Micah Parsons and gave him bulletin board material.
Jordan Love putting up numbers. Micah Parsons ain't got nothing to do with that. Jordan Love was already gonna put up numbers.
But when Jared Goff put up numbers, he gonna have something to do with that.
Hey, the way you described, well, you know what? We'll see.
When Jahmyr Gibbs put up numbers, you gonna say something about that? But okay, I don't blame you. I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, the Packers have all this momentum. That's why it's gonna be funny. That's why this is gonna be funny. Houston at the Rams.
Houston.
Everybody's all into the Rams. I don't see it, man. Especially if Stafford ain't healthy.
Yeah, I'm not understanding it. Yeah, maybe there's something I don't see. Maybe they just room for the underdog.
I mean, I understand that Devontae Adams is there now, essentially really replacing Cooper Kupp. But it's just something that's just not something in it.
Yeah.
It's something that's just kind of a little off. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. And Baltimore at Buffalo, my boy.
Ooh. Baltimore. I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
You going with B more? That's another picking game. Oh, Butker just made a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
He on my fantasy team, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Is he on my fantasy team? No. I mean, he is, but I don't have him playing like a dumbass. I got my kicker playing. I got Will Lutz. I really should have put Butker in there. He just got 8 points on that kick alone. And the Monday Night Football game, Minnesota at Chicago.
Woo! Oh man, I think Minnesota might do a little bit of what they did last year, putting up numbers but not having a whole lot of substance. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Minnesota for the game.
Okay, Minnesota. Okay, so Aaron's picks are Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Miami, New England, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Washington, Jacksonville, Denver, San Francisco, Green Bay, Houston, Baltimore, and Minnesota. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct, yes, sir.
Okay. So it's halftime and it's 13-6, Los Angeles. And Los Angeles does get the ball first.
Okay.
Now, what I will say is this. Oh, have you heard about the fight that's happening next year? Not next week, next year.
Mm-mm.
You're not chewing nothing, are you? You ain't drinking nothing, are you?
No.
Okay.
Wait, I think I know what you're talking about.
I put it in the chat, bro.
I know. I was like, I dismissed it because I was like, all right, it's just somebody talking mess. Mayweather versus Tyson. That.
Now, this is an exhibition fight, so I'm not gonna get super invested. I'll watch it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not. I'm a Mike Tyson fanatic, but this is an exhibition fight. They're gonna be pity patting each other,
essentially.
Because we all know with what the one flex of a hook, Mike Tyson could lay Floyd Mayweather out for about a month. Just because there's a 70-pound weight difference. Not saying because of skill, but because there's a 70-pound weight advantage.
Yeah. And,
Mike Tyson weighs, in his last fight, against Jake Paul, weighed 228 pounds. Floyd Mayweather in his last fight weighed 154 pounds. You do the math.
Man, to get his whole block removed.
Now, personally, I would love to see nothing more than Mike lay Floyd ass out. But this is a money grab. Clearly, That's what it is. I mean, it's a money grab. The real fight is next week, which your ass better be here.
I'll be out there.
The real fight is next week. On Monday, I'm gonna be talking all things Terrence Crawford, all things Canelo Alvarez. If y'all know how I get when it's fight week and it's a fight I want to see, my energy is gonna be through the roof. Next Friday, Sports Plus Life Talking Ish, it's gonna be through the roof. They got Cam Newton at a halftime show.
Like I said, man, we done come up. Boy, we didn't come up.
You ain't lying.
Man, just be out here wearing whatever he wants, being loved. Good for him, man.
Hey, man, good for him.
Oh,
good
man.
for him. So Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather, exhibition fight, no date set. Congratulations, fellas. Hope you guys stay healthy, and especially in Mike Tyson's case, he'll be 60 years old. Hope you stay healthy, and I hope you get a bag. And Mike, if Floyd hits you in the least bit hard, drop him. Drop him immediately. But nobody's gonna buy any hype that comes with this fight. I'm gonna do this to my opponent. I'm like, nigga, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
We don't believe it.
Yeah, because once I found out what's the word I'm looking for? What in the contract? What's the word? It has to do with a contract. Once I knew what the help me out. Get a smart one.
Words in a contract?
Yeah. Once what the help me out, chat. The stipulations. Once I knew what the stipulations were in the contract against Jake Paul, I was like, God damn. Okay.
Yeah. No, hey, try with that one. Hey, bro, I got drop for the night.
Yeah, man. One more quick question for you. Did you hear about the nurse who got fired for a TikTok picture?
No, I don't think I heard about that one.
For real?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna show you a picture before you get out of here. Look at that chick.
Why would she do that?
And she got fired. She got fired, bro.
Corporate don't play about that social media stuff.
Who the hell is that performing at halftime?
I have no clue.
I got a clue she look good. She made me turn my goddamn music off. But yeah. See this chick, like, would you would you fire her?
If I ran a company, yeah. that's that's not a question for me. Because if I ran a company and you look weird, you up out of here. Sorry, man. You be all right. Because what you do? Who first off, and then I want to know who took the picture because you getting fired too. Because y'all got so much free time.
I said, damn, the person who took the picture got to get fired too.
Hold on. Like somebody allowed you to position yourself that way and then took the picture and then told you, girl, that looked good. Man, no, both y'all fired.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on. Now, I got to defend the picture taker here. Because, first of all, this is a grown-ass woman who decided to have her picture taken like this. You can't make somebody say, when you say somebody allowed her to do that. I mean, she a grown-ass woman. Now, granted, somebody took the picture. But if that somebody did not post the picture, then why should their job be in jeopardy? I mean, this whoever took the picture could have been on break. They could have been off the clock. Now, if they took the picture, it was up to this chick to post it.
Like I said, if I'm the manager in that space, both y'all getting fired.
Boy, well, you tough.
I ain't been listening.
I understand firing the chick in the picture, but the person who took it, damn. he or she could have been walking through a hallway and say, "Hey, can you take a picture of me right quick?"
Okay. Be like that old lady from the vet. Get somebody else to do it. I'm not for because you wildin'. Come on now, you wildin'. You wildin'. If I took a thirst trap picture and put it up there and it got a whole bunch of attention, my company would fire me.
Who is this chick performing at? I had to put my damn glasses on. This should have been the damn Super Bowl halftime show. I mean, look at this shit, hey Boogie. This chick is bad, and she killing it. Well, I swear I got to go to Brazil one day. I do. I got to go to Brazil because they got my favorite gymnast out there, Rebecca Andrade. I don't know if you remember me talking a whole bunch of shit about her last year in the Olympics. Yeah. She from Brazil. Yeah, I got to go to Brazil. Look at that. Look at that. Boy, America wish they had that.
They in America, bro. They got them.
America wish they had that.
Shoot. But hey, bro, I'm gonna chop it up.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Love you.
All right, man. Love you too, bro. Oh, before I go into detail about this female being fired, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you, Lord. I'm being so serious. And this ain't no 80 proof, Lomar. This is a smoothie that I'm drinking, bro. An alcohol-free smoothie. The 80 proof is coming, just not right now. Okay? Amen. All right. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Won't he do it? Yes. So, let me make my picks. I have not yet made my picks. And I should do that. Another good drink down. So, Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Baker Mayfield, goddamn, this girl is gorgeous. But you lucky man, you right now. Anyway, Baker Mayfield versus Do-Rag P. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield. Cincinnati at Cleveland. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati reluctantly. I'm gonna go with the Bengals over the Browns. No, you know what? Fuck that. I'm going with Atlanta. Yes, I'm picking Do-Rag P. I'm picking Do-Rag P. Yeah, I'm picking Do-Rag P and a home opener to beat Shake and Bake. Okay? Yeah, I got Cincinnati over Cleveland, Miami versus Indianapolis. I'm going to go with Miami. The Raiders versus the Patriots. This is a tough one right here. It is. I'm going to go with the Raiders. Arizona at New Orleans. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. Pittsburgh at the Jets. The Aaron Rodgers Invitational. I am going to go with the Jets. I'm going to go with the New York Jets. The Giants at the Commanders. I'm going to go with the Commanders. Carolina at Jacksonville. I'm going to go Jacksonville. Tennessee at Denver. You know what I'm going to pick. I'm a Denver fan, goddamn it. San Francisco at Seattle. This is a tough one, too. And McCaffrey now talking about his goddamn calf. I'm going to reluctantly go with San Francisco. Reluctantly. Because I'm not too sure about this now. Detroit at Green Bay, I'm going with Detroit. Everybody on this Green Bay shit, I'm going with the Lions. Houston at the Rams. This is a pick'em game right here. I'm going to go with CJ. I'm going to go with Houston. Baltimore, Buffalo, I'm going with Baltimore. Minnesota and Chicago, I'm going with Chicago. I'm going with the Bears. I think Caleb and them going to do something. Ha, ha, ha. Now, so, as we get into the good shit of a Friday night, I know people's like, I wish this nigga would stop talking about sports. This is Friday. This is Sports Plus Life talking ish, bitch. Now, as I was talking with Aaron earlier before he left us, I asked him, did he hear about the nurse who got terminated over a TikTok picture? As I will bring this back up on the screen, if you notice in the background, because I was honestly looking for a picture and I couldn't find one, just a picture of itself, on Google. So I went to YouTube and let's see what we have here.
Employment. Please be advised that we are terminating your employment effective immediately. The decision comes as a result of the content you posted on social media, which we deem to be inappropriate and not in alignment with the values of our nursing institution. You are required to return any company property in your possession as soon as possible. Okay, now let's talk about this photo. Darlene,
yeah,
you being the girl on the show, I really need to ask you first. Do you see anything inappropriate in this photo with this girl being a nurse?
yes, because it's at the job place or school or wherever she's at. Wherever she's at, it's not her home. It's in an institution. I guess either they're hiring her or they're educating her, one or the other. But
she's a nurse. She's at work.
But there's rules to a lot of these places where you're not supposed to be using, just like the ones that we saw on the point.
You're not supposed to be right.
Right, you're not supposed to be using, the background which shows where you're at or what have you. Or again, they do have those clauses, so obviously they have one. which is that social media, because I've seen that a lot lately where they say that this is when you sign up to enter the place of work or education. They have it where it's a clause that says there's particular things.
Okay, Lomar, I'm going to respond off of your comment. Whoever got her fired hating hard because lady the nurse looked good to me. Yeah, I mean, she looks good. I mean, she looks good in that picture. But my only question, my friend, is why do you need to take that picture at work? Like, who are you trying to impress at work? Or what type of company or crowd are you trying to bring to your job with that specific picture? I would really like to have a woman on here. I would really like to have a woman on here to discuss this specific topic, because do you see it as hating or do you see it as unprofessional? You know, and that to me is that's the question. You know, that's the $1 million question. Why do you need to post that at work? You know, you're at work. You trying to look like you trying to look like you for the streets. You trying to post a picture like you for the streets at work. Yeah, I think she looked good. You said that was her stupid mistake. She should have known better than that. Yeah. Now I ain't gonna be as tough as Aaron, because Aaron said he fired the motherfucker who took the picture. I'm like, God damn, like you are rude. You are tough, sir. But I do understand what he says when he's saying that this is a business. This is a business, company policy, yada, 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 yada. So, you know, you really do have to watch that stuff when you are on the MF and clock. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. You know, when I first started driving the bus, I took a couple of pictures with me, you know, sitting on the steps of the bus. That's it. You know, or me with the bus behind me. That's it. You know, I wasn't going to take no pictures with me throwing up no signs or making any inappropriate gesture. It was me crossing my hands, you know, smiling. You know, so I just don't understand what you choose to gain by doing that. I don't understand what you gain by doing that. And I think I'm gonna have Talia on here because she, you know, I would just want her opinion. I guess she needs me to send her a link. So in the meantime, in between time, let's listen to more to 5150.
Things that they don't want you posting on. So if you don't want it, then just don't go there. But obviously they had one.
Craig, you want to cook or you want me to cook?
But yeah,
you can cook after me or before. It don't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
because I know you got something to say about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, man, adulation.
Adulation, what's that?
I mean, just wanting people to adore you with no talent is the dumbest shit in the world. Having ass is not talent. Having a body does not mean you need to be seen. Now, granted, that's, I mean, shit.
You're not complaining, is what you're saying.
But what the fuck? Having ass does not warrant taking pictures and all that. It takes more than, look, if you getting attention is based on your ass, you're in the wrong field of work. You need to go work at the hospital where they pay the fuck after you heal them. Wherever the prostitute hospital is, that's where you should go. And I'm not saying I don't know this woman personally, but you know, there's no reason for you to be taking pictures and it's a beautiful ass. I mean, it's amazing. But ladies, ass ain't enough. And that's my campaign for this year.
Man, let me put y'all up on some real things right here. I know a man who trained these 6 dogs to protect his home. And if you know anything about people who really know how to train dogs, These dogs protected his house. Oh my God. They were on it. They were on their post. He trained them dogs to protect his house.
Okay.
He didn't even have a gate over there. Their job was to watch the house. He stayed out, like, it's not like city life and that rural type of country stuff. So the dogs can just be free and watch the house. They protect his house. One day, a female dog in heat
Oof, that's all it takes.
galloped past all them well-trained dogs that was on top of their posts, left their posts to go fuck with the bitch in heat. What I'm telling you, America, is this. If you have a woman like that at the workplace, it's gonna fall apart.
Wow.
It's going to fall apart if you have a woman at the workplace dressed like this, taking pictures like this for social media. The men who, even if they are professionals at their job, they're going to fall victim to the seduction of a whore. The best of us do this. And if you have a workplace that you want to keep,
And you know the funny part is he is dead fucking serious. He is dead ass serious. He is. He is not joking around, not even in the least little bit. He means every word that he says. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of truth in that. Now, will I say that verbatim? No. But it doesn't mean that there isn't truth into what he's saying. Because, Lomar, have you ever worked at a call center, or anybody who's ever worked at a call center? Anybody on the chat who's worked at a call center or is currently working at a call center, holla at you, boy. Holla at you, guap. Holla at you, El Negro. Let me know what's good. Let me know what's good. Because if you've never worked at a call center, okay, well, call centers are you see all types of different characters working at a call center. Ooh. You see all different types of characters at a call center. Real shit. You do. I mean, any type of person like who's trying to express themselves in whatever way will do it at a call center. I worked at a call center for over 4 years. I mean, when I first got to the production floor, I was stupefied. I was like, oh shit. Now, can you get away with that at a call center? Yes, you actually can. But at a hospital or a nursing home, you know, people, and now don't get me wrong, you can get away with a call center. Doesn't mean that it's well liked by the people who are in charge of the call center, because when he says you will fall a victim to the seduction of a whore who's dressed like that, I have seen fucking managers lose their jobs, lose their positions for following behind somebody who's dressed like that. I've seen trainers go after people who was dressed like that and be dealt with. So now the workplace didn't fall apart because, like I said, the call center is different. You know, it's like a revolving door of employees who get hired, get fired, or quit. Get hired, get fired, or quit. It's a revolving door at a call center. So that's why I say you can get away with that more at a call center. But I've seen those actions taken by women dressed like that, and you know, eventually people have eyes. People look, we niggas, look, we niggas. You think I didn't hear about the talk of how somebody looked on the production floor? Hell, I talked about it. I didn't go fucking with nobody. I was married then. But yeah, there was some women there. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, wow, like she can wear that, you know, like, damn, okay. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, but in a nursing home or a hospital environment, now the patients might be happy, especially if it's a nursing home and it's an old man who's trying to get it up. It's an old man who may be trying to get it up. So, but I don't know if I would go as extreme, but I don't disagree, but so much.
Productive. What are you going to have a woman like that up there for? Let's examine this woman. Okay, she got her ass set up in a way where it looks delectable. She got on her little average bitch starter kit, the fake hair, eyelashes, and all that shit. A bitch that don't even look like that. She look like a lunchroom lady as life moves on. But I'm saying that woman can disrupt the workplace with that type of behavior. There was a time in this country women could not be at work with men. And it's all because of things like this. It seems like, oh, you should have control. You should know. The one thing that is proven time and time again, ask Travis Hunter, ask so many men, the seduction of a whore is real. If you got her at the workplace, she gonna destroy the workplace. Do you know the story of Joy Taylor?
Uh-oh.
I know the story of Samson.
Samson is another great example.
Yeah.
If you got the whore at the workplace, things are gonna fall apart. This girl worked up at the goddamn TV station. She was fucking the head dude at the station. She was fucking the boy that worked at the station. Talking about how when they get rid of her, she gonna motherfucking act like she was sexually harassed.
Oh wow.
If you got a whore at your workplace, it's going to fall apart. I used to think I was a hater. When I took a young lady on the road with me, a singer, and I saw her as a flirtatious type of girl, I started to worry. But I was like, Corey, is that your business? I'm like, is that my business to be worried?
Hell yeah, you take a motherfucker on the road.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, niggas.
I got her with me. But all of a sudden, you know how sometimes we all go eat.
Yeah.
Why is it a nigga nobody know at the table finna eat? I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's
A
going
new nigga. You see what whores bring?
Oh yeah.
See, if it was a woman, let's just say it's a single woman, and she has met somebody out there in public, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna kick it with him. I'm gonna kick it with him tonight, and I want him to come to dinner. I mean, the first thing I'm gonna say is, hey, motherfucking no, funky bitch. But I'm saying you could kick it with him some other time. You can't bring him to the family unless this man has been certified.
Hold on.
I got her with me. But all of a sudden, you know how sometimes we all go eat.
Yeah.
Why is it a nigga nobody know at the table finna eat? I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's
A new nigga. You see what whores bring?
Oh yeah.
See, if it was a woman, let's just say it's a single woman, and she has met somebody out there in public, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna kick it with him. I'm gonna kick it with him tonight, and I want him to come to dinner. I mean, the first thing I'm gonna say is, hey, motherfucking no, funky bitch. But I'm saying you could kick it with him Some other time. You can't bring him to the family unless this man has been certified.
Right.
But this is what.
Whores do.
Thank you, Craig.
Yeah, 'cause they
but
don't-
nobody knows to check that. You don't bring new niggas around my big boss ass. Because I don't know who that is. But at first I felt bad. I was like, Corey, are you doing too much? But I'm like, no, I'm not doing too much. You don't bring new niggas around. See that photo right there? What that photo gonna bring up to the job? Chaos.
Strip club customers. Hey,
Right.
man.
Chaos. And then she gonna be talking about somebody did something to me. You can't have them up on you like that, man.
Wait,
they are
is there
for
crack
late nights, going in a bad neighborhood, rolling in the hay, and pulling off in your car. That's all that is right there.
Wait, her crack is that a crack?
I don't know what all is showing,
Oh,
but
the back- it
if
looks
I
like a
see
crack.
that picture, I'm not about to walk up to that woman and be like, hello, lady. It is such a delight to be in your presence. When I walk up to
That's a
her,
crack. That's a crack.
I'm going to say what you're supposed to say, which is, how much?
Well, shit, she got a phlebotomist. She's a whole botomist.
I share it too.
How much? You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm saying, like, people will act like Corey to extreme. People will act like whatever. There was a time in society where a woman who did that would be ousted out of society because everybody at one time knew what a whore could bring to the village. The women, even if women were whores, they still conducted themselves like ladies.
Okay, we will get back to this topic in a bit. Vince,
What's up, dude?
what up, homie?
Not much.
You watching this game on YouTube?
Yeah, I had it on my app and then I saw it on YouTube, so I got it up on YouTube now.
Yeah. It's it's you don't need a YouTube subscription. Oh, he missed the extra point.
Yeah, he did.
Oh well, fuck him. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just tired.
You tired?
Yeah, it was a long shift last night.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, how the kids doing?
They're good, just chilling. They should be asleep. I know one of them is.
You said what?
I know one of them is asleep right now.
How's the missus doing?
She's good. She's putting the little one down.
Oh, Owie?
Yeah.
All right. Let me fix me a calm, cool beverage, and then we can get down to business. So you can go ahead and relax. So what did you think about last night's game?
So I couldn't watch it. I was working. But I was trying to poke my head in every so often. I actually think the Eagles got a little lucky there. Because it was Dallas's game to lose, which they did.
Only
I
if
saw
they can.
I saw the controversy in the beginning of the game. I thought that was stupid.
Yeah, and my boy Aaron was on here earlier. I hate the Cowboys with a passion, but I'm not spitting in nobody's face though.
Yeah, you don't spit on somebody. If you hate him that bad, just punch him. Just hit him in the face.
Not even that, bro. You a defensive tackle. You get a chance to hit him every play.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hell bent on hitting him, get a personal foul because of a late hit on the quarterback. But at least you'll still be in the game.
Play. Yeah, do it while it's in play.
Yeah. Exactly. So, not a smart move. Jalen Carter needs to get control of his actions because he's too important. Yeah, his actions almost did cost the Eagles the game because Dallas could run on him. There was no pass rush of any kind. And, I don't want to say Philadelphia got lucky because Jalen Hurts just keeps on showing that he is that dude. That he is that dude.
I think Jalen Hurts is one of them. I don't think he's that dude. He's not the best, but he's definitely in the conversation in the top 15. And if you're a top 15 quarterback, you should be able to do that.
Top 15?
Dude, I need to send you that video. His career, he's ranked 11 or 12 right now.
Well, see, one thing. Well, see, I'm not going to pay but so much attention to numbers because I like what my eyeballs see. Yeah, I saw that dude just punch Travis Kelce in the face. I'm surprised he didn't get ejected.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't eject him either.
You punched Mr. Taylor Swift in the face, and you still on the sidelines. You lucky. But to me, and I've told you this, heading into the 2025 season, I got Jalen Hurts number one.
I still don't think he is.
And
that's not hate. That's not hate towards him.
No, I get it. I get it. You
Yeah.
know, that's your opinion, and I respect it. For me, he's number one because he's a defending champ. He's defending Super Bowl MVP. Who did he beat to win the Super Bowl? Most of everybody's consensus number one pick. Oh, he didn't punch him, but he smacked the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He smacked the shit out of him.
I guess that's the difference. If it was open handed, if it had been closed fisted, he probably would have got
it. Was open handed, yeah.
Yeah.
Now Travis Kelce feel like he been emasculated. Yep, somebody slapped your ass on national YouTuber vision. But I said this. I picked the Chargers. We both picked the Chargers to win, but now I'm starting to feel like the Chargers will find a way to fuck it up. This is what they do.
Yeah, they just got to stay aggressive, and I think that with the way that they started the second half, they weren't aggressive.
Not at all.
So we'll see how it ends out. Harbaugh is one of those guys where he's had a lot of games that become slugfests.
Yeah,
and he's come out on top a lot. So
yes, I mean,
we'll see what happens.
He was y'all coach.
Yeah, I know. I looked back at those games when people were like criticizing and saying, "Oh, wish they had Harbaugh back," and I was like, "All right, well, how good was he?" And when he was the coach, there was a lot of slugfests that the Niners won, but in the recent years with Shanahan and with Purdy and them, they've had games where they're blowing people out.
Well, and Justin Herbert just got blown the fuck up.
Yeah, he held on to that way too long.
He got clocked. But Talia, sweetie, huh?
I was just saying, but the Jalen Hurts, it's no hate. It's actually respect for the team. I can't say Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the league when he had literally a generational talent team around him last year. Like people need to put respect on the Eagles for that. That team was like, to me, was like the 94 Niners, the 85 Bears. They were that fucking good last year.
Well, bro, I'm gonna tell
top
you this.
To bottom.
I'm gonna tell you, like I told Aaron, what the hell quarterback hasn't had great talent?
Exactly. And I'm not hating on him. He just has to, for me to say, yeah, he's now number one, he has to repeat it. The reason why people can say, like, they believe Joe Montana is actually the GOAT, not Brady, is how Montana did it. No interceptions in a Super Bowl, you know, how clean it was, how dominant for so long. If Jalen Hurts can repeat that, and he doesn't have to repeat it this year, but let's just say Jalen Hurts can repeat it over the next 2 seasons, let's say, right? Mm-hmm. Then I think the conversation is really there. But, I mean, it's more me saying he's not number one is more me saying that's just how damn good the Eagles were last year.
Okay. Well, I mean, respect.
Absolutely. And the luck for that was how healthy they were able to stay. With that kind of talent, and they were able to stay that healthy, like, that's hard to repeat. I don't know if they're going to be able to repeat that because it's hard.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. And Talia, I got you on, sweetie. Now we about to talk do some quick football picks, but don't go anywhere, sweetie, because I'm gonna go back to the topic that I was at before my homie came on here. So,
I didn't mean to interrupt that.
No, you didn't interrupt. You didn't interrupt. I wanted your picks. You're all right.
All right.
Let's see. Tampa Bay at Atlanta.
Okay, let me see. I wrote it in order that I saw it on NFL Network, so give me a check. A second. You said Tampa Bay where now?
Tampa Bay at Atlanta.
Bucks.
Okay. Cincinnati at Cleveland.
Bengals.
Miami at Indianapolis.
Miami.
Okay. The Raiders at the Patriots.
Raiders.
All right. The Cardinals at the Saints.
Cardinals. That was a tough one, but
yeah.
I looked up the Saints roster.
Oh no, that one wasn't tough for me. This next one was tough for me. The Steelers and the Jets.
Steelers.
Okay. Giants at Commanders.
Commanders.
Okay. Carolina at Jacksonville.
Carolina.
Okay. Titans at Broncos.
Broncos.
You better pick right, goddammit. 49ers at Seahawks. I already know.
49ers.
Okay. Detroit at Green Bay.
Lions.
Okay. Houston at the Rams.
Texans.
Texans. Baltimore at Buffalo.
Yeah, this one. I think it's gonna be Bills.
Bills. Okay.
Yeah.
Minnesota at Chicago.
Minnesota.
All right. So, Vince, you have got Tampa Bay, Cincinnati, Miami, the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Steelers, Washington, Carolina, Denver, 49ers, Lions, Texans, Bills, and Vikings. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Talia, can you hear me?
Yep. Hey, hey everybody.
What's good? Vince, we're about to talk about a situation where it involves a woman getting fired for a post for a picture she posted on TikTok. If you want to stick around, you can. If you want to bid adieu and talk to us on Sunday, no problemo.
I can hear for a bit. I got nothing going on.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. I'll enjoy this. All right. So I'm going to show you this picture before I let any commentary go, because the commentary is one-sided. I ain't going to front.
Yeah,
But
but I'd rather just see what it is.
Let's see. Let's see. Come on.
Set up in a way.
All right. Let's see. Where we at? I got to rewind back to this picture. Give me a second.
It's going to fall apart. It's going to
Oh,
fall
yes.
apart if you have a woman at the workplace dressed like this, taking pictures like.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Y'all see that picture?
Oh, I thought you was gonna show Teacher Bay.
Show who?
Teacher Bay. You heard of Teacher Bay on TikTok?
You know I ain't heard of Teacher Bay.
Look her up right quick.
Okay, but let me get your thoughts on this. This
if I'm
lady
looking-
was fired from her job.
Where does she? She's a nurse, right?
She's a nurse. Yeah.
Yep.
She got fired from her job. And because of posting that picture.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so Talia, ladies first. I'm gonna ask you: would you fire somebody who posted a picture online dressed like that?
No. Her scrubs are too tight, but she can't help the fact that she's a curvy woman. She can't help that. She could probably wear loose-fitting scrubs. I don't see anything wrong with the picture. I don't see any HIPAA violations. Yeah, it's nothing given in a way that, where she's working. So, no.
Okay. Now, Vince, same question.
So because of like what I do, I kind of know I have a little bit of insight on what they do. I guarantee this wasn't the first time they told her. And if it's part of that particular hospital or whatever company owns that particular hospital, if it's part of their policy, yeah. And when it comes to the scrubs, there are a gajillion types of scrubs you can purchase. She purchased those ones specifically because I believe it accentuates her assets. And maybe at a different hospital, that would be okay. Maybe at a clinic, that would be okay. It depends which hospital she works for.
Yeah, it sure does accentuate her assets. Yeah, it does.
I mean, I have several types of scrubs, and they all fit differently depending on what it is. And there's different types. Some fit tighter than others, and I've seen the ones for women. Some of them fit real tight, and then I've seen some for women that fit a little more loose and a little more comfortable. It just depends, and it depends on the hospital's policy.
Now, I had Aaron on here earlier, and Aaron said he would have fired her. He would have fired the person who took the picture, which I thought was a little harsh as far as the person who took the picture. Now, Talia, I agree with what you're saying as far as it doesn't violate any HIPAA or anything like that. But my question is, what is the purpose of taking a picture posed like that at your job? Like, you could have did that posed in some club clothes at your house or just regular clothes at your house. What's the point of taking that picture at your job and posting it? What's the purpose?
I agree. That's a good question.
You know, it's something stupid.
I mean, we know why.
Yeah.
You're asking what's the point of that? We know why she did it, because
I know why she did it.
She was feeling herself, and it's not a terrible picture. But
it's not a terrible picture.
But it's highly unprofessional.
Yeah, that part.
Highly unprofessional. So
yeah, it is.
There was a bunch of nurses in California that just got fired because they made a TikTok video where they were kind of making fun of a patient's bodily fluids. Now, you couldn't see the patient. You had no idea what the hell was going on. But the fact that they did it, they all got fired.
Now, was that the hospital in Santa Barbara?
I don't remember the town. I just know it said California, and it was literally the entire staff that was in those pictures.
Yeah, I think it was Santa Barbara.
Yeah, because I just read about that today. I was actually looking for this picture on Google, and the Santa Barbara picture came up. Okay, now we're gonna have another female's opinion. Hey there, Kia.
Hey, can you hear me?
Faintly. You're a little faint. Not right, so much.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, I had just heard my mic up the other day. I came on here. You guys couldn't hear me.
Yeah, when you came on here the other day, we was like,
can
back
you hear
up.
me now?
Like, yeah, we can hear you now. Okay, let me tell you who all is on here. I have my friend Vince on here, my boy Vince. I have my homegirl Talia on here. Y'all met a long time ago.
At the Halloween party, right?
At the last Halloween party. Yep. Yeah, at the last Halloween party. The one that ended all the Halloween parties, all the costume parties.
I left before it got ghetto.
Yeah, you did a good thing, because it did get ghetto. But what we're talking about, Kia, is this is what I was telling you about earlier. You see the picture, right?
Yeah, I see it.
And she got fired for posting that picture on social media. So I've asked Vince and I've asked Talia, would you terminate because of that photo? I had one no, I had one yes. We had a little discussion. Now, before we get back into that discussion, what's your point of view on that picture?
Well, it would depend. Okay, so like, if I was her employer, it would depend on one, her history, if she ever done anything like this before. How she is at work, whatever the case may be. It wouldn't just be the picture that would make me fire her. It would have to be more than just a picture. Because I'm gonna be honest, the picture is wild. At least if you're gonna post it, not in your work uniform, bro. Like,
exactly.
That's my whole thing. But I wouldn't fire her just for the picture alone. She might be suspended. I might write her ass up.
Well, it says, please be
for being in her work uniform, like doing something like that. That's like an OnlyFans picture, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm a write you up because you're in your work uniform and you're posting this picture on social media for the world to see. So yeah, your ass gonna get wrote up. I'm not gonna fire you. Now, if she has a previous history of doing stuff like this, then she got to go. I don't know the whole story, but
if you look
not just off this picture, but she definitely get a write up for sure.
Okay.
And if you look at the language they say here, that post which you posted on social media, which we deem to be inappropriate and not in alignment with the values of our nursing institution. Those words are probably taken directly from some form of contract she signed when she went through training, where they preach the whole values of this institution. These are the rules. These are the dress codes. Da 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 da. They strip those words directly from there. So in case she wanted to like sue, they could literally pull up the documents that says this is what she signed and this is what our values are. You know, like they could say that, and like you said, would bet money this isn't the first time, because usually they do something called, I think, like a PIP, where they kind of give you chances to fix yourself. You get to put on a timeline, and there's a certain amount you can get within like a fiscal year. I would bet this isn't the first time she did this.
And now, Vince, this is your field of work, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's
and they're picky about that. Like it sucks in a way. I can understand. Not for me, I don't give a shit because I don't really do social media. But for people who do, I get it, but they like they're really like sticklers about how you represent the face of the company because of how much you interact with the public when they come in, whatever kind of, like, I don't know if that's a hospital or a clinic, but they're sticklers about that. And if she posted this and there was some way for people to find out who she was, where she worked, blah blah blah, now she becomes the face of that company.
Well, that's why I didn't play any of the audio, because I honestly was looking to see where I could find this picture, just that picture alone on Google. But I kept getting a bunch of other pictures that came up. So this is all for the 5150 show. So I said I'm just going to show the picture. I'm not going to give any commentary. But Corey Holcomb very colorfully, literally pretty much quoted you verbatim as far as the type of company, the type of attention that she would bring to that company with a picture like that. Yeah. Which, my only question again, and I think that's everybody's question. Why did you take that picture in your damn uniform? Like, why didn't you just take a picture like that in your regular
club?
Clothes?
Yeah.
Or at the club in your regular clothes. I mean, in your nightgown or something like that. I mean, because like
these BBL nurses, like, girl, you can be no BBL nurse.
I think she's probably where I can understand her is that she's literally not the first. I mean, these nurses, a lot of the female nurses have been doing this for the last probably 5, especially since COVID, doing TikTok videos and all this stuff. And I think now, because hospitals, they're so heavily metrics based, where they like literally patients will get, when they get their discharges, will have like a page that where they can give a review. How was the service? How was your nurse? How was the doctor? Blah, blah, blah. And these hospitals are really big on these metrics. It's kind of annoying for people who are doing the job, but it's also the hospital's kind of way of life. And I think that hospitals are starting to crack down on this. She did this 5 years ago. Nobody probably cares.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. She's trying to get clicks and likes, and now she got to go to the unemployment office. Ain't that a bitch? That's crazy. Now, Akia, did you catch everything? Because I saw you had faded out for a second.
Yeah, I heard most of it. I just switched to my laptop. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, Talia, you had said something about, what was it called again?
Look up Teacher Bay.
Oh God.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Oh God.
Because those teachers are acting terrible too.
Jesus Christ. Teacher Bay. Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's an old Lord situation.
All I wrote in was teach, and that shit popped right up. Hold up, wait a minute. What? Okay, I'm gonna let y'all pick which one to play. Okay, because this is crazy. I ain't trying to get flagged. TikTok's creepiest teacher seduces kids. Wow. Or should I just play a short? Am I in the right spot, Talia?
Hold on, let me see. Yeah.
Teacher Bay goes viral. Which video should I play?
Something short.
Huh?
Something short.
Click on the shorts, Brandon. Click on the shorts tab.
Let's see.
My baddie, teacher bay neighbor. Miss Williams. Cause she's so pretty. My baddie, teacher bay neighbor.
So Teacher Bay had this to say to her haters. Check it out.
Hey, good morning. Call me while I get ready to go to work. So yes, of course, I'm still a teacher. Haha, still here. I want a lot of y'all to know that y'all are miserable. Y'all are really miserable. Like y'all are making up stuff. Like, first of all, let's start here. Who even told y'all I had a BBL? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Not saying it's true or not true, but I want to know who told you that. Because I got a BBL, I can't have a career. Also, let's stop with the PDF narrative. My children don't do that. They are very respectful young 10, 11-year-olds. They don't even look at me. And quite frankly, I'm not that nice of a teacher. I'm very mean, strict, and firm.
Strict and firm.
I was just about to say that.
Did she forget the T?
Hey,
I don't want her teaching my kid. She can't even
I was
spell.
gonna say, Vince, that's an African American thing. Oh no, not even. I'm gonna say a ratchet thing.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want her teaching my kids. I want my kids. I'll be fighting with the teachers.
Ain't your oldest about to be 10?
He is.
Oh, he's
10.
already 10?
Yeah, he's 10.
Yeah, you and that. Yeah, Matt. That okay.
But you gotta see all the outfits, like the outfits.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she said that they're like 10-year-olds, right?
Good morning, Miss Williams.
Yeah.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Today's.
Look at the high heels.
Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that, bitch?
Uh-uh.
Today's price is not yesterday's price. Okay. All right.
The high heels and the school.
And contrary to what she said, 10-year-old boys may not know what to do with it, but they notice TNA.
I was 10 years old at once upon a time, and when I noticed that stuff.
Yeah, so when she says, "Oh, they don't know,"
that's a damn lie.
That's a lie.
That's a damn lie.
The outfits get worse.
I mean, these are great for going out and hanging out with your girls. Not to sit in front of a bunch of boys that's going through puberty.
Miss Williams. Good morning, Miss Williams.
Have you seen the hashtag #TeacherBayPG outfit that's gone viral? A teacher named Ms. Williams, also known online as Peachy, she began sharing her school outfits, usually fitted skirts, blouses, and heels. Her style is elegant, but also body conscious, which immediately caught the internet's attention. The reactions? Completely divided.
AI.
On one side, people argue that her outfits are way too tight and not appropriate for the classroom. Some even say she looks more ready for a night out than a day of teaching. But on the other side, supporters say she's fully covered, professional, and only being criticized because of her natural curves. Many claim this is less about professionalism and more about body shaming, especially towards curvier women. Beyond the outfits, the debate has raised bigger questions. Should teachers be judged only by their clothing?
Would you say, Vince?
I said no. I mean, I'm tired of these. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired of these bullshit excuses. If you can be curvy to the nines, and that's totally fine, but you can also respectfully cover it up and be a professional. And then when you go out on a date or go out with your girls, then go for it. But when you show up to teach people's kids, when you show up to do that job like that nurse, when you should be professional. I saw this before when I worked in the corporate world. They had dress codes. Almost every single young female broke those dress codes every single summer. Well, and nobody enforced it because they were afraid to be like, "Oh, you were looking." I'm sorry, everybody's looking. Everybody can see that your nipples are barely covered. So don't try to say, "Oh my God, we were looking." Who could miss that? You're not an A cup, you're a fucking D cup. It's like, who can miss that? So don't give me an excuse. Be honest. Shit. Just be honest and say it's pretty. You're right, it is pretty. It just violates the dress code. I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Now I was saying this.
It's irritating. I've seen it for years, man. It's like, stop with the lies.
I was saying this. I was saying this before any of you guys came on here when I was first talking about the nurse. I said, I don't believe you could get away with that in a nursing environment, but there are certain jobs that you can get away with. Like 3 of us on here has worked at a call center. Kia, you, me, and Talia all worked at Teleperformance. And I can only speak for myself when I say I saw all walks of life at a call center. At a call center, you're going to see some shit. You're going to see some shit like that. Like what that lady's wearing in front of that bus. And it's such a that's such a slippery slope, because I have seen managers, I have seen trainers all fall into some shit because falling behind somebody who was promiscuously dressed at the workplace. I've seen, like I said, managers, trainers, Kia, Talia. Am I lying?
Nah.
No, you're not lying.
But for whatever reason, and I think the reason why at a call center, you know, the revolving door between people getting hired, fired, and quitting is forever rotating. So, you know, they probably don't care. You know, they probably don't care as much. But a teacher? Hey, Vince, how much you want to...
The reason why I would care in that situation is because if that's the dress code, if it's a violation, then you didn't tell them. Give them a chance to fix it. I've been in places where like they don't want you wearing a hat inside. They tell the guys to take their hats off, but they wouldn't tell the women that, hey, maybe you should button those top 3 buttons. You know, it's like, or even they didn't take their hats off. Women would walk in wearing hats, and they wouldn't. And my problem is that there was clearly some uncomfortableness or fear in calling them out for the dress code. And that's where it bothers me. It's like, if it's going to be the dress code, then enforce it for everybody.
Button up them 3 goddamn buttons, girl.
I'm not exaggerating that either, man. I know it sounds funny when I say it, but it's literally, it's like, you got 3 buttons. Shit. You can button 2 of them, and it would look better. You know what I mean? So, but no one wants to say that.
We are a cleavage-less production floor.
That wasn't the
like
dress code.
What do 10-year-olds need to see a grown ass woman in some?
Well, no. When it comes to teaching a classroom, yeah, I mean, I think there's a limit that should not be crossed. I don't care what grade it is, because I mean, hell, I mean, and this isn't old. We've all heard cases of teachers doing things with students all the way back to when I was in school. So if you're dressing like that and you at a high school, I'm going to be of the assumption, what athlete you trying to impress, or what student you trying to impress? Because that shit is real, especially with teachers that's like fresh out of college.
Well, I got a question, because for what you just said, what student she trying to impress? You got to understand, she not the only adult in the building. What if it's not a student? What if she trying to impress the gym teacher, the coach? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know.
That's true.
It sounds like she's trying to impress social media.
Yeah. Then she should do that on her own time.
I was able to like find like another page of hers, and she's on social media like just twerking her BBL, you know, like half naked. I'm like, is this a representation like, you know, teachers should have? Like, because it's very easy nowadays for students to find teachers' social media accounts.
Well, I will say this. I'm gonna say this because it made me think about this after school program that I'm working with, and one of their policies is that, you know, teachers and students aren't allowed to have each other's social media, right? And that's understandable. And they're like, the kids are going to want to know about you. They're going to want to look you up and this and that. But they basically said you need to set your accounts to private. Yeah. That way they can't just publicly view it, you know, view whatever you got out here doing. Like, you actually have to accept them in order for them to see your page. And I'm okay with that too. I'm totally fine. As far as the dress code and stuff goes, whatever. Clearly the school either doesn't have a dress code or they're, you know, lenient with it, because I mean, as she said in the video, I still got a job. I'm still a teacher, all this other stuff. But my question is, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. My question is, if this woman right here in this picture was a slim white woman wearing the same exact outfit, no ass, no titties, pardon my language, would it still be appropriate or inappropriate?
That's a fair question. That's a damn fair question.
I think nowadays it still would be inappropriate because a lot of them are sleeping with their students.
Oh shoot! Oh goodness!
Look. That's
so either way. I think parents are getting tired of that. That might have been the one good, in my personal opinion, at least on this. That might have been one of the good things that came out of the whole COVID thing was when parents started seeing how these teachers were doing. And I mean, I think all of them are inappropriate either which way, whether they're flirting with the students, whether they're sleeping with them, or whether they're going to school dressed like that. I just don't think it's professional. Your job is to educate these children, not get a husband.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
And I think white women be trying it too.
Well, as far as her, wherever school she is, I don't know where she's located, but it's up to them to deem what's professional. Like, we can all have our opinions and do. I think it's a bit much. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's a bit much. I don't think it's the worst. I've seen worse. But I do
that
think
particular
for a school, it's probably inappropriate. But like, everybody can have their opinion, but obviously her school board don't seem to think it's an issue. I mean, none of the I don't know if any of the parents have been complaining or whatever the case may be, but I mean, I feel like we got bigger fish to fry than her outfit. I'm gonna be honest.
I think the easiest fix for this is just somebody finds what the schools or that school district's dress code policy is.
That's really nothing wrong with that.
That's probably it. And you're right. If all it says is if it's really generic and open ended, then you're right. There's really nothing you could do about it because it's not specific. But if it specifically says like how high a cut can go, how low, whatever, because some dress code policies are really specific about like the length of things. If it goes into detail like that, well, then now the parents have a reason to show up to these PTA and these school board meetings.
And that's exactly why you have those. Those are very important. Sign up for your local PTA, by the way.
Yeah. That's free publicity in Rico County, Hanover County, Chesterfield County, Richmond City.
I mean, you're not wrong because I'm not a prude. I'm not a prude about this. I'm not knocking her looks. But when I was a kid, I went to a Catholic private school and we wore uniforms. And guess what? The teachers had dress codes. And
damn right they do in a Catholic private school.
But you didn't. This was never a problem. And we're talking about the boys, yeah, but not just the boys. But who do you think the girls are going to try to emulate?
I mean, but come on now, Vince. You talking about Catholic private school where they have nuns in there. I went to a Catholic private school too for a couple of years.
Oh, you had nuns? We didn't have nuns at that point.
We had nuns, bro. We had nuns. Was up in the school.
Our principal was a nun. I think she was a former nun or a nun. Yeah, she was.
Yeah, my principal at St. Patrick's was a nun. Now the female teachers wore regular clothes, but they didn't. They were for the most part older ladies. But yeah, you're talking about this is clearly public school. This is public school.
And it's publicly funded, so it's the parents too. Like the parents need to get up and say, "Hey, our tax money is going towards this woman dressing like this in front of our students." And then she gets on social media, and you could find a more professional way of talking ratchet. But yeah, she's speaking ratchet. She's supposed to be teaching my kids how to read and write. She can't even remember to put a T in the word strict. Like, this is what I would do.
I was waiting for that shit. I was waiting for that shit. Look. I done told our son, if she say screech, scrape, scrimp, murk, keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. And that was an actual whole licensed teacher who said, I'm real scrick. I bet you that school was in Memphis. Hold on.
Or by the quality of their teaching. And is social media turning...
So supposedly it's in Florida.
Oh, really? That don't surprise me.
Either way, I'm not surprised.
Type in Teacher Bay outfits because y'all gotta actually see the outfits. Like,
okay,
yeah, because that one you showed by the bus, the outfit's not terrible. She's just
I didn't think that was that bad.
But
maybe it's because this is YouTube. I don't know. It's like she had like a short skirt.
Okay, yeah, then that's
okay.
And then the high heels.
Stripper Bay, I'm sorry. Teacher Bay has responded. Let's see what she got to say.
People that's always asking why I have my bag. This is why I have my bag. Nowhere to lock it, okay? Okay.
And I found Teacher Bay. Teacher Bay. Miss Williams. I want to be in your class, girl.
Now, I guess. She trying to break her neck, trying to show that little symbol. We see it. Why do y'all do this? Y'all be looking so goofy doing this, man.
Hey, good morning. Calling me while I get ready to go to work. So yes, of course, I'm still a teacher.
All right, we seen that.
I'm going to deposit my money before I go to work because I don't want to leave money in my.
That ain't a Teacher Bay.
Stripper Bay, I'm sorry. Teacher Bay has responded. Let's see what she got to say.
Hey, Vince, talk about the football game.
On my nerve. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, they just scored.
I'm gonna be so honest. This is what gets on my nerve. It's like I am totally fine and okay with everyone having an opinion because I mean that is right as an American. Say whatever the hell you want to say, right? But at the same time, is why do we feel the need as a people to like bad talk people that we disagree with? It's like every insult you can think of in the book to say because you disagree with what this person is doing with their, I'm like, whether you disagree or not, it don't give you the green light to just bash the fuck out of them. You don't know these people, bro. Like that shit really bothers me. Like Stripper Bay, I don't give a damn if she on the internet shaking her ass. That's her right as an American citizen, okay? She can shake all the ass she want to shake, but it's not, it ain't right to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, stop labeling people out here. Like that shit is crazy to me. Say what you got to say, speak your mind and your opinion, but be respectful. Don't be the ass that you're claiming somebody else is being. It just don't make sense to me.
To be fair, I think he's just claiming she's a whore. I get it. I think that I don't think he was bashing her because he wasn't like trying to like get in her face and put her down.
Miss Williams, known online as Teacher Bay, has recently.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think he was like pulling her up and like bashing her to her face and calling her like a POS and like that. That would be that'd be a dick move. But I mean, you and I, Brandon, we talked about this before. Growing up, like you do kind of get treated with the company you keep or how you act and how you carry yourself. She could be a medical doctor, but if she's out there acting like that, that's how people are going to treat her.
No question.
And that's her fault. It's not their fault for treating her like that. It's kind of her fault for carrying herself that way.
Yeah, I mean,
I could go down the rabbit hole with this. Y'all about to take me somewhere because it's getting good, but I don't want to take it too deep. But what I will say is that there are double standards, okay? Because I've seen plenty of men in high-powered positions acting a complete ass donkey. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And they don't get that. And it's not about race, not about gender. It's about the fact of the matter is we're humans, point blank, period. Like we are all humans. We are all equal. And you, like I said, have your opinion, but fucking be respectful. Like, God, is that too much to ask?
To piggyback
off, I get that.
Especially when it's somebody that you see on the internet that you don't even know these people. You don't see these people in everyday life. Just a thread that popped up on your timeline, and you're reacting to it, and you're sitting here throwing out all this hate and all this.
That's why it's a reaction video. But that's why it's a reaction video. But to piggyback off of what you're saying here, when you talk about men in power, example, to boost your point, the whole FS1 Joy Taylor situation. And that was a case where all of the men involved did get fired, including the high-ranking of VP exec, because he was acting a whole asshole donkey, sleeping with the talent, quote-unquote, and he got called to the carpet, and he lost his job.
Did she get in trouble because she was blackmailing them, wasn't she?
Joy Taylor? No, she got fired too.
She got fired too. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody involved in that situation got fired, but this is how they did it. Instead of outright just firing them so they could come back with any type of, lawsuit or anything else like that, they fired them. They said they fired them because of low ratings with the shows, because every year they have a point in time where they'll revamp, they'll reshuffle their roster to the shows that are coming on, and they'll look at your numbers and say, hey, if these numbers aren't sufficient, then we may move said person to another show, and we may do away with the show, or we may just do away with the show and the talent. They can do that. So they chose the latter. They decided to, cancel Speak, cancel The Facility, which was shows that Joy Taylor, Emmanuel Acho was on, and all of those shows were produced by the boss who was sleeping with everybody. So that's how
Skip Bayless. Is he still there?
No, Skip Bayless. You know who Skip Bayless just signed with? Gilbert Arenas, his podcast. Skip Bayless lost his job because of poor ratings. Simple. After,
his was ratings.
Yeah, after Shannon Sharp left, Undisputed's ratings went in the toilet.
And here's a funny thing. From what I heard, Undisputed's ratings were actually never good. Like from the beginning, they were never good. They just kept the show going for quite a long time for some reason, and with Shannon Sharp there, and he's got his own problems he's dealing with now. But
the reason is because they were trying to compete with First Take.
They were trying to compete with First Take. Yeah.
But speak for your not speak for the Skip Bayless one. Undisputed. Their ratings were never good. Like I don't know how they stayed on air.
It's crazy because I read on one of their ratings where they were never as good as First Take, but they at one point around the 2017, 2018, they weren't far behind. But once Skip and Shannon started beefing on live TV, oddly enough, those were the highest rated shows. Oddly enough. But once that happened and once Shannon left and then Shannon went to the direct competition, it was over for Undisputed and for Skip Bayless at Fox. But like I said, he's now with Gilbert Arenas. And of course, now Shannon Sharp had his own sexual allegations, paying the $23 million to the OnlyFans chick. And
that's like the double. There are double standards. They just go different ways. I'm not a fan of Shannon Sharp, but I bet money he's being taken to the cleaners by that chick. It's his own stupid fault for getting involved with her. But I bet you she's lying.
It is his fault, and I believe. And now look, I'm partially. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be a little biased because I've been a Shannon Sharp fan pretty much my whole life. But it was his stupidity but see, where there's a double standard, things that may be seen as in favor of the man, there's a double standard when it comes to women, and the Shannon Sharp situation is a perfect example. And I say that because, Shannon Sharp, through his own stupidity, decided to mess his 50-something-year-old ass with a damn 19, 20-year-old. And that's frowned upon when it's a man. But Tracy Ellis Ross gets on a podcast in her 50s and brags about how she sleeps with nothing but men that are in their early 20s. And nobody says nothing because there's a double standard to that. So to me, it's really based on the subject and who you're talking about.
And to speak on like when people kind of talk shit about each other, that's social media. That's been growing worse and worse for the past like 15 years. Yeah. And that could be a product of maybe the generations have changed. Also, it could be a product that people don't. Yeah, that was a good hit. Yeah. Also, it could be a product of that you don't see these people, so there's nothing really to fear. They're not going to knock your teeth out. They're not going to, it makes me feel old. But when I was a kid, if you wanted to talk shit to somebody, you had to do it to their face.
Pretty much.
You don't have to do that anymore.
Pretty much.
So it's social media. Social media is kind of like a shit show. That's why it's probably best just to stay away from it as much as you can.
I definitely don't participate.
Well, the The internet is a horrible
I'm like
place.
Kendrick Lamar. I make rare appearances.
It's probably a smart thing to do too. Just don't get involved. Just don't get involved, because there's always going to be somebody who's going to hate you or trash you. And the funny thing is probably 70% of the time it's just a troll. They don't even care. They just want to see the world burn. They don't care anything about you.
They really don't. They really don't. And now, I don't know if you guys knew this. Now, Shannon Sharp and Ray Lewis are now.
They're beefing. Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Shannon Sharp and Ray Lewis. Kid, you know who Ray Lewis is.
Yeah, I know.
Now check this out. Check this out.
What's going on there, guys? We're back with another one. Got Shannon Sharp responding to the comments made by Ray Lewis on the other day, where Ray Lewis claims Shannon Sharp has sold out, to advance himself in his media career. And Shannon Sharp has done a great job branding, especially after leaving Undisputed. He had Club Shay Shay, and he also has Nightcap, which he's doing really great at. Was at ESPN. We know what went down there. No need to rehash that. But, Shannon still has his two platforms. So this time he's not just out of a job. He just goes back, putting full time with his own platform. But, now you have to get some of those sponsorship deals back, whether they are on pause or you have to go out and get brand new ones. But let's revisit a little bit of what Ray Lewis had to say, and then let's get into Shannon Sharp's comments.
I'm shocked at his content. I would, in a million years, the things that Shannon has said now or did now, I would never believe that Shannon would say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink, ever. Yeah, and then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways, because I'm like, you're going to take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance, right? A lot of times these gossip conversations that they're having and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom. Everybody wants the follower. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to make money. That's a tightrope into what you call influence and popularity. Like, the devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence, that when people see you, they see an image of him. And that's the thing for me that's started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow, you would switch out like that? Like, and I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. Platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help everybody.
Love it.
Love it. Harder and harder. I think that's one of the best thing, one of the best lessons that Mike Shanahan told me, and it stuck with me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I heard about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I kind of get the argument. I mean, if Ray Lewis is telling the truth, which obviously none of us know except Ray and Shannon, there's a few other people who know because they worked with Shannon. They worked at FS1 for years, and they were talking about this too. And they're saying that Ray Lewis is actually telling the truth. And yeah, I get it. It's like, he needs to be a fucking man and hold yourself to that standard. If he did sell out just to get popular, then you know what? Expect the hate to come flying your way. Expect it, because other dudes are going to see that and they're going to think that, man, you sold out, you bitched out. And it sounds mean, but yeah, you got to hold to that. Now, again, I don't know if it's 100%. I don't know these people. So,
all right, Kia.
I agree with Ray. I don't know if Shannon sold out or whatever, but I have noticed that Shannon is a bit messy. I will say that he is a bit messy.
Yeah.
On his pot, even on like Club Shay Shay.
Oh, especially on Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, like I mean, it's just a bit messy, and I think he's feeding into like, okay, he's noticing what the people are like in the algorithm, and he just kind of feeding into that. So in a sense, that is selling out. So I mean, I don't see anything wrong with what Ray Lewis said. I mean, protect your peace, protect your bubble, and you don't want to be around people like that. He has that's his choice. And
this
just
one person who was on the inside of all that with the sports media said kind of the same thing, which was it kind of started with Undisputed when Shannon out of nowhere was on an episode and started drinking and smoking cigars or blunts.
Black and Miles. They were Black and Miles.
Yeah, Black and Miles, yeah. And on the show, and they were like, yeah, that was not him. He was never like that. And then all of a sudden, now he's playing this role to make the show more popular. And a lot of people saw that as selling out because allegedly Shannon Sharpe was never like that.
Yeah, well, I've heard that from even the Denver Bronco teammates. That he was strict diet. I mean, now I'm not going to sit here and say don't have fun, especially now that you're older, you're retired. It was entertaining. Now selling out, that's a whole nother thing. But Kia, anything else?
Nope.
Talia, did he sell out?
I don't really pay attention to all. I'm sorry, I'm not really like in the sport.
She's like, I don't care.
Right. Well, this really isn't about sport.
I don't really pay attention.
This is about changing up who you've always been for the sake of social media, for clicks and likes.
Yeah.
But let me press play.
I think it's important to have integrity in everything that you do.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you pressed play. No, I just said I think it's important to have integrity. Like, my thing about Shannon is that I feel like recently, we have all been made aware that Shannon doesn't always act with the best integrity. Like, for example,
he doesn't practice what he preaches.
Exactly, because there was I forgot who he was talking to. There was an episode he was talking to somebody about messing around with a younger girl, whatever, and basically almost trying to shame them just for the truth to come to the light, to find out that he was messing with a super young girl and all this other stuff. And it's just bro, be for real.
And see, the crazy thing about that is that when Monique was on Club Shay Shay, Monique called him to the carpet about Shannon, your old ass need to stop messing with these young girls. And he was like, I can't. But nobody paid it no attention.
Well, then obviously now everybody.
That was just a year ago. That was
digging up all the dirt. But I mean, bottom line is eventually, see, one thing people need to realize is you can quote unquote sell out or quote unquote sell your soul, but eventually that stuff works against you. It's the people who mess with that stuff tend to think that it's always going to work out in the best interest for them. And that's not the case. Eventually, the same thing you use to get there is the same thing that's going to be your downfall.
Amen.
And it's you know what I'm saying? It's if you act with integrity and morality and honesty and truth in everything you do, those are things that you never have to worry about getting caught up in no damn scandal. And that's what's wrong with people. Too many people get money. Too many people get power. Yep. They get a big ass head, and then they start acting with low morality and no integrity whatsoever.
Yep.
And that's why all these cases are coming out now with everybody, all this shit hitting the fan, because it's that's the way you chose to run to do business. Now it's coming back to bite you in the ass.
And now the white girl's whole family is rich for life.
$23 million. I said something. I made a short about it. I want to say it's about 3 weeks ago, where I said, they say money is the root of all evil. I would say it's the human brain that is the root of all evil once you get the money. The things that go through your head, the power, like Kia said, the access that you get. See, people kind of forget that part. When the more money you get, the more access you get to things that the average man can't. And you start to unknowingly, or maybe knowingly, maybe directly knowingly, put yourself on a pedestal where you need to be humbled. But let me press play.
We don't help everybody.
It gets harder and harder. I think that's one of the best thing, one of the best lessons that Mike Shanahan taught me, and it stuck with me. And here we are, 30 plus years later. 84, I'll never accept anything in a win I wouldn't in a loss. That effort that you gave me there, I wouldn't accept. No. The meeting, punctuality, and you can appreciate that. But like I said, I got nothing bad to say. Because a lot of things when you tolerate it, I'm gonna go ahead and say my thing. Whatever transpired, I'll bite my tongue. I'll be the bigger person. I'll walk away. Hey, you right. Because you know why, Ocho? It's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
You know how I know? Because your boy, you looking at him, he low-hanging fruit. And there are a lot of people taking your shot at your boy.
Come on now.
Y'all can have it. Y'all got it. Y'all got me.
Hey, hold on. Can you just pause real quick?
Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
Maybe it's me,
Okay.
but I just feel like some people just lose credibility when they have to have a hype man. It's like, shut the fuck up, man. Just let him speak and stop saying, yup, right. Shut up.
That's Ocho's job. That's Ocho's job on the show.
It's to me, the hype man is like the fluffer in porn. It's like, come on, just stop it,
Brandon.
Yes.
Is he talking about Ray Lewis right now?
He is talking about Ray right now. I watched that whole episode. Yeah,
he was responding to it.
My thing is, like, sometimes I've noticed this about people. Like, sometimes it's easier for them to say, or easier for them to like walk away and be like, all right, you got it, than to say I'm sorry for like anything they've done to like affect you or hurt you or whatever the case may be. And I don't like that's what Shannon is giving me. Shannon is giving me no accountability whatsoever. I'd rather walk away to not admit that I'm wrong than to be a man and, you know, repair whatever you feel has been broken. I don't like that.
Which is weird because like I said, I believe that whatever happened between him and that OnlyFans lady was probably all consensual. The reason why she got paid out is because it was probably cheaper to pay her out than it was to fight her. I mean, that's like every corporation.
Well, absolutely.
Every corporation does that, or everybody. It's like there's plenty of people who made money off these dumbasses just because it was cheaper to pay them off.
Shakedown.
So
you busted.
You're right. He could easily come out and be like, you know what? I fucked up. I made a mistake. It was easier just to move things along, and I need to right this ship. But for some reason, he just can't admit that. And I don't know why, because it's not going to hurt his bottom line. It actually probably would help. It would probably help his bottom line.
Well, no, it didn't help his bottom line at the time because when the lawsuit was first handed down, he was literally in discussions for $100 million deal for his podcast. So that messed that up.
No, I get that, but there's a certain amount of support he would gain from corners that he probably would never have gained it from if he came out and just said, I'm going to be a man. I screwed up. And I need to see.
And he did that with the Michelle thing, with the accidental Instagram. Bang, bang, bang.
I don't
know what I'm talking about.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was a little less than a year ago. He done been into a lot of shit in the last year since that Cat Williams interview. And
that Cat Williams interview was bad luck for him.
well, see, the thing about it is, Cat Williams warned him in the interview.
Yeah, he did.
He said they're going to come for you. You have to be ready, and he didn't. He wasn't clearly, but he took accountability when he accidentally had the Instagram was on Instagram Live having you could hear him having sex. He took accountability for that. Now he came out and said that this is a shakedown, and I believe it was a shakedown. But at the same time, he should take accountability and say, "Yo, I should have moved different." Now, where I do agree with Shannon at is, of course, because a year ago at this time, Shannon Sharp was at the top of the mountain. He was at the top of the mountain, and the media is the opposite of the military. The military will break you down to build you up. Social media and the media and platforms will build you up to break you down. But once he fell, and it was because it was a lot of hypocrisy with his topics of conversation. People have definitely been taking shots at him. There have been people who have been piling on. Now, Vince, quick unrelated subject.
I'm watching.
You see the Chief? You see the Chargers?
They are not happy.
No, exactly. Yeah, the Chargers did that thing. The Chargers won. And I think only 3 of us, me, you, 4 people, me, you, Monte, and Kyle called the Chargers to win this game. But anyway, yeah, I think where I do agree with Shannon Sharpe at is that there are people taking a lot of shots at him. Just because, like I said, a year ago, he was at the top of the mountain. The Cat Williams interview put him on another stratosphere. But again, Cat Williams warned him. Monique warned him. They said, bruh. And they're like, all that money you made from that Cat Williams interview and you gave $23 million. Now, the chick sued him for $50 million, so she didn't even get half. So her coming out and posting saying, yep, I just retired. You can fuck that up. Mm-hmm. Just saying. I hope you don't with your shakedown ass. But
with this though, yeah, is he getting? Did he get? They're shaking him down. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's his own fault. It's by his own fault. Just like, and I'm sorry, I think that was Kia who was saying that earlier. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Because of his own immoral actions and how he carried himself for years and years, it was only a matter of time. And maybe the people who are coming after him now, they couldn't go after him before because he was too powerful. Well, now that power base is falling apart, and now people are able to kind of get the word out like, hey, yeah, Shannon Sharpe's kind of a piece of shit. Or at least he's been one for like the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, it is his own fault because for one, and it is his own fault. Now, I'm not gonna stand off of what I said about the double standard when it comes to older men messing with younger women. That's definitely women messing with younger men. That's a double standard. But at the same time, you should have moved differently.
Here's an example. Well, one of the stupidest things that happened was how Jeff Bezos' ex-wife became the richest woman in the world because of a divorce. Not because she created something, but because she got a divorce and got a payout. But at the same time, why did she do that? Because Jeff Bezos was fucking around. Yep. So at the same time, it's like, do I hate that double standard that she got a payday from a divorce? Yeah. But at the same time,
if that's why she got divorced because he was fucking around, then I don't blame her.
Exactly. But I'm just saying, like, that's the double standard. You don't see that really the other way around. But at the same time, can I feel sorry for him? I can't feel sorry for him.
You don't see that coming. You don't see that on the other way around when it comes to fucking rich women.
Yeah,
that shit gets swept under the rug.
But at the same time, when it happened, it's like, yeah, I had to laugh. Like, you can't defend Jeff Bezos. He should have known better. But at the end of the day, he doesn't care. I mean, he doesn't care. She becomes the richest woman in the world, and he's still like the number 3 richest man in the world.
Right. It didn't hurt. It didn't. He made up that money in like 6 months.
Exactly. So
the
Shannon's probably going to be fine.
Who the fuck don't use Amazon?
It's right.
I mean, please. I mean, wow. You fucked around on your wife, which you shouldn't have done. And you made her the richest woman in the world, but you're still one of the richest men in the world. I think you'll be able to sleep at night.
Yeah, didn't matter. That's why it's like I don't even care. I don't even feel sorry for that guy. I don't even care.
I don't.
And it's kind of the same thing with the Shannon Sharpe thing. It's like he has a choice to make. He can fix himself and try to right the ship and try to correct some wrongs, or at least make going forward better, or he can keep doing what he's doing. And I don't think it's really going to affect him very much.
Well, I do think that people would ingratiate themselves better with him if he did step up and take some more personal accountability. But the fact is that, when it comes to media personalities, which is what Shannon Sharpe is, if he keeps his nose clean and continues to thrive with Nightcap and Club Shay Shay, those offers will be back on the table.
Yeah, they'll be back. When the wind changes directions, he'll be
exactly fine. Because you're still getting celebs to come in and visit with you on Club Shay Shay. You're still getting celebs to come in and talk sports with you on Nightcap. So you know, it's a tough time. Now, I hope he learns from this. For one, if you're gonna mess with a woman younger than you, God damn it, at least let her be 30. Shit. At least let her be 30. Don't have her be 20. The fuck? Her brain ain't even fully developed.
Honestly, if he was smart, he would just stop messing with them completely.
That part.
Well, Bill Belichick is dating a young girl, and everybody
Exactly. Yep. And you saw, and I ain't even talk about that in the show. Did y'all see how Bill Belichick got fucked up on Monday night?
Yeah.
How North Carolina got humiliated Monday night? Yes, Bill Belichick is messing with, and again, and now listen, now I'm gonna say this, and I've said this on the show before. Shannon Sharp messed with a chick 35 years his youth. Oh, you should not do that, you big muscle-bound black guy. Bill Belichick messes with a chick 50 years younger than him. Go ahead, Coach Belichick, do your thing. That's a double standard too. I'm gonna call it what it is. Because you look like this, and you messing with a white girl, OnlyFans, whatever, 35 years younger than you. Oh, he shouldn't do that. But Bill Belichick can mess with a chick 50 years younger than him. And that's all right? Okay.
I actually think that personally, my opinion in this situation is I think it was less about that and more about this stuff was piling up on Shannon Sharp. That chick was not the first one. He had a history of like ridiculous inappropriateness in the office for years. But nobody said anything about it because, like you said before, the people who were running the network, they were doing it. Joy Taylor was doing it. They were all in on it. And I think that
Shannon Sharp wasn't a part of that. Shannon Sharp wasn't a part of that lawsuit. Skip Bayless was.
No. But he somehow avoided it. He was a part of all the actions that were happening.
I know the stuff that happened at CBS, which he got cleared for, which he said is why he now never gets on an elevator by himself with a woman. I've heard the speculations. I've heard the speculations where there's smoke. Huh?
I've heard two sides. One side is that
where there's smoke, there's some fire.
Yeah, one side speculation. The other side from people who've been in the sports media for longer than him, they're like, nah, that was him. He was doing it. Yeah, so I just think that this is more about it just caught up to him. And maybe it's also more about like the chick that he decided to finally mess with that got him was so low class, and he was so stupid to not realize how low class he was. Like, we can bag on Belichick, but maybe this chick he's with is slightly higher class and just keeps her mouth shut.
That's not where I'm going with that. Whether she's higher class or not. The first thing that everybody said about Shannon Sharp and the OnlyFans chick was the age difference.
Yeah.
But was the age difference. But Coach Belichick can date a woman 50 years younger, and that he gets props and is totally swept under the rug. The only reason now why people have criticized that over the last 4 days is because his team got their asses kicked on a standalone game on national television, and she was standing on the fucking sidelines next to him.
But Bill Belichick has got getting special treatment since the Patriots.
Yeah, but he earned that. I understand what you're saying, but he earned that.
No, I get that. But
6 Super Bowl rings.
We're talking about Jeff Bezos earlier. He technically upgraded after he divorced his wife, and people criticized him because she was so much younger. So he got criticized. I just think Bill Belichick gets way special treatment because for some reason he's NFL royalty.
I mean, okay. Well, let me ask you this: do you think if Bill Belichick, do you think if you know who Tom Jackson is, right?
No.
Okay.
If you could describe him, I might know.
You ever watch ESPN Primetime?
Back way back in the day.
With him and Chris Berman, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that dude's in his 70s now.
Okay.
If he dated a woman that was 50 years younger and it was public, do you think he would get the same special treatment as Bill Belichick?
I don't know. Is he as famous as him? I mean, I know who he is.
Well, at a point in time, yes.
Now I know who he is now that you mentioned him, reminded me, but I'm not sure how many people would actually know offhand. Like, I didn't remember offhand.
All right, let's throw up a name everybody knows. Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is 57 years old. If he dated a chick 22, how do you think that would be received?
I don't know if anybody would care, man, because he was posting pictures of him doing MMA and he looked like a tree stump. So
yeah, but see, Stephen A. is smart about the way he moved. He keep all his relationship shit totally fucking quiet.
Well, then Shannon probably should have learned something from him.
He should have.
I get where you're going. I'm just not sold 100% because I've seen people criticize both sides.
Yeah,
it could be, but I think from what I've heard for years on Shannon Sharpe, I really believe he what he has accumulated over the years finally caught up to him.
Yeah, well, I'm not defending Shannon Sharpe other than the fact that I do believe people are kicking him while he's down. I'm not defending him because he was warned. He was warned that this shit was coming. And if you're going to mess with a girl who's damn near still a teenager, and then you're going to get caught on Instagram Live having sex with another woman, that's where this shit came from.
I can't believe that actually happened.
Yes. And then he came on Nightcap the next night and bragged about it.
See,
he was throwing up condoms and all of this shit.
See, I mean, that's why the comparison to me is not the same, because he was doing some jackassery stuff.
But I think he was doing. I know, and I think he was doing a lot of that stuff.
You were asking for this.
Yeah, he was doing.
If
that
anything,
stuff to
he was
acting.
If anything, he was acting more untouchable than Bill Belichick has ever acted.
Well, Belichick don't have that personality. That's the difference too. But when he was on his show, talking about when he was throwing condoms up, saying, I'm being dead ass serious, saying, who want to take on the champ? It's like, I'm like, bruh, Cat Williams trying to tell you something. Now, Kia, what do you think of this whole back and forth? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just going off.
Right.
I mean, I said what I said.
She done muted her mic and some more shit.
Because I'm eating sunflower seeds. I'm sorry.
Now, you ain't got to apologize.
I don't want y'all to hear me cracking and spitting.
It's all good. Talia, what do you think about this back and forth?
Yeah,
I
said what I said.
Go
No.
ahead.
I believe Ray got the right to feel how he feel, and Shannon got the right to feel how he feel. And I don't think nobody right and nobody wrong. They got to work it out.
Talia.
But one thing I don't like, though, is Shannon. One thing I don't like, though, is Shannon telling me something. He'd rather just walk away. You right. That ain't sit right with me. But other than that.
Okay. Talia, you got two windows up to speak. Which one which one do I have to close? There we go. All right. There we go. Talia. Oh, she must be having some technical difficulties, but I'm gonna play the end of this. Yep, definitely technical difficulties. I'm gonna play the end of this.
It's okay. We gonna be all right, OJ.
Yeah.
That trivia say we gonna be all right.
Yeah, I could have told you that. I could tell that.
Leave my brother out of this.
Yeah. Everybody want to pile on. Everybody jump on now. Hey, we got him down, Ocho. We got him down. The best time to. Hey, let me get my lick now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody want to get a lick now because when your boy was doing good, you hear a lot of people that have a whole lot to say. Not everybody got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be all right.
Now, I think Shannon Sharpe is affected with who it came from. Probably feels like anytime Ray Lewis has a problem with him, it's just one phone call away, especially when you've been to battle with someone like that and you had a good rapport at one point. But as far as people coming at him, everybody taking a shot, I think you start to see the narrative around Shannon change when he had Cat Williams on, and Cat Williams was saying what he was saying about everybody. And then some of those people had already been on this platform, so they had somewhat felt betrayed by it. I also feel like what he said about people like Kyrie, for instance, back during the pandemic, when people really pointed on thick and we were considering like, was Kyrie gonna lose his career at this point? He's rebuilt himself, and now in Dallas, the whole narrative has changed. You wouldn't even think that was just a few years ago that Kyrie was going through all that. You know what how it is in Dallas now, but Shannon Sharp was one of those voices during that time as well. Just some of the things he said, especially when he had Donnell Rollins on, it was the way he was coming down on people when he was on top. And I still think Shannon has a great platform, right? He's still not starting from zero or nothing like that. He has a wildly successful platform. As this stuff starts to die down, I think sponsors are going to reach back out and work with him again. They probably won't be in the too distant future because I think with football season coming up, they know eyes will be on Nightcap. And they just going, okay, he paid her off. As time goes by, they're gonna say people are forgetting, and they're gonna come in. They're gonna put their ad in there. So that's what it's about. At the end of the day, Shannon has done nothing more egregious than these people on these that own these networks that we watch every day. Those elitists that we never see. I guarantee you, the things that Shannon did, and I'm not saying they right or. I wouldn't even advise you trick off 20 something $1 million on somebody like that. But as far as I can't even say it because they're gonna mess with my video, but we know about those lists and little kids being moved around trafficked and different things like that. So I'll just leave it at that. But so Shannon is not the worst of the worst. He's the person that we can see that's in the news that has popularity right now. But uh, I think I say all that to say Shannon, just people talking about you is par for the course because of some of the things that you have said in the past. You and Ocho still have a wildly successful platform, and it's only about to go up with football season. Um, so I think now I would
Hey, yo, is it just me or does that picture look like Xbox 360?
I wouldn't know.
That should look like Xbox 360.
What do you mean?
That picture right there. That face-off picture. That should look like Xbox 360, but okay. Well, I can appreciate what both parties had to say. I can most definitely. So quick sports update. Quick sports update, and I'm gonna put this on the banner. The Los Angeles Chargers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs 27-21. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. When it comes to the prediction league, right now, looking good. Looking good. Like I told Vince, only 4 of us picked the Chargers to win that game. Everybody was jumping on the Kansas City sack train. And I'm just wondering how they're gonna be talked about on Monday morning. Now, a subject that I haven't talked about in a minute, probably not since the last time Kia's been on here. The current events in the world of the political motherfuckers. The political shit, Donald Trump, National Guard, going to Chicago. You are more educated on this than me, darling.
So basically, ever since Donald Trump decided that Washington, D.C.'s crime was out of control and that the National Guard and the FBI would be necessary in the streets, even though they out there picking up trash and whatnot, costing taxpayers $1 million a day.
Woo.
He now decides that Chicago is next on the list. And Chicago not the only city. He also talking about Detroit and some other stuff. And that's where we are right now.
Oh no, continue.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, not to say that crime isn't bad. I don't know the exact statistics of Chicago and Detroit's crime rates, but if the government there, if the local and state governments are saying it's not necessary, I'm just trying to figure out what his intentions are. Why are you trying to make it necessary? What data are you getting that the local and state government don't have to say that the crime warrants the National Guard to be deployed on American streets, like this foreign country in wartime? And another thing that bothers me, and we was talking about this earlier, speaking of wartime, is the name change of the Department of Defense to now the Department of War. Mr. I want to be the president of peace, but now we're the Department of War. So there's that. And also, not to mention, he talking about he stopped all these wars. I've stopped 7 wars, this and this and that. And he had to deploy the only time Donald Trump has ever deployed troops have been on American streets. So I'm just trying to figure out who, what, when, where, why, and how. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to make it make sense. Like, if there's a rational reason that I'm not seeing, then okay, because I'm not an irrational person, right? And you know me, I'm all about law and order and justice and all that other good stuff. But if the local and state government are saying, nah, we good, I feel like we should take them at their word and stop trying to strong arm everybody. Like I told you earlier, it's real suspicious to me that he's trying to get troops in all of these cities across the country. I don't like how
isn't that illegal? Weren't you telling me earlier that that's illegal?
It's not.
I mean, technically, he can, but usually the states request it. And then they have their own National Guards that they can deploy. The president doesn't usually have to get involved in that. Hey, Leash.
Hey, Leash. Did we say that at the same time?
Sound like I said it first.
I sounded like we said it simultaneously.
I think you got a delay. It sounded like she said it first.
Yeah, I think I do. I think I do have a delay right now. I think it's gone away now. I saw the delay on my phone, but Elise says, "Hey, y'all." So, I mean, I don't think it's necessary. Do you think now, Vince? Do you think it's necessary to have the National Guard out with all of this bullshit?
So, you can still hear me, okay? Right? I went outside for a minute. You
yeah. No, you're good.
All right. Cool. They're Detroit and Chicago, like their crime. There's some cities that are actually worse, but they're smaller cities. But their crime stats are actually abysmal. Their murder rates are abysmal. He legally can. I don't know how unnecessary it is. He legally can do it, but there's a timeline. Like I think it's 30 days or something like that. And it can be the National Guard. It can't be the official military. The only time the official military can be used is like it has to be something like dire, and then at that point it's like certain units. Like I think it's like the what is it, the 82nd Airborne? I forget what it is exactly. And then I think the Marine Corps as well can be used like that. But
now, would that be at a state of martial law?
It depends on how the language is written. There is martial law, but martial law can also be done by governors as well. Because I know that I think it was the governor of New York did this with the National Guard when they put them on the subway trains. Was it like a year or two ago? Because the subway trains have like a lot of stabbings. And so they put the National Guard out there for a time. But I think even then it was a time limit. So that's why they were only out there for probably I think it was 30 days. So it's actually legal. They just can't stay there. So, I mean, they never, in the news, never says the full language of all these clauses and sections and blah, 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 because there's so much of it.
and for the rest of us, it's hard to understand because they don't read these out. But it's not illegal. Um, what's happening is not illegal. People don't have to like it. People can like it, but it's not illegal to do it. Especially because, and it's not all of Chicago. It's really only certain sections. It's like same thing with Detroit, but their murder rates are actually insane. I saw a stat a few years back that there were like 6 cities in the U.S. that if you did not account for their crime stats or their murder stats, the U.S. as a country would be like 131st in the world as far as murder rates. So DC is one of those, Chicago is one of those, and Detroit is one of them. But there's like, so I get it that it's bad. So they're not telling people the real stats, which is unfortunate because in those places it's really bad.
Well, I'll tell you what's unfortunate. What's unfortunate is the drastic step of deploying the National Guard. If you feel these cities are having high crime rates, we got to look at the why. Okay, a lot of times these are low income cities, mostly black and brown cities, people who don't have means. Instead of sending the troops in, why don't you send in resources? Send in, therapists, send in people hiring, send in, people who can learn, who can teach people skills and stuff like that. It's like there are a lot of things you can do. This, whether
So
it's
that's
legal or
that's
not,
the
is
bureaucratic
completely
side.
unnecessary. It's
That's the
completely
bureaucratic side.
unnecessary.
If you wanted to do that piece, then that's where the executive branch's authority doesn't have any reach. That would have to be like city council, mayor, governor type of thing. And I don't know about Detroit because I haven't followed Detroit, but with DC, the problem they were having is there would be people who were committing violent crimes that were being re-released like within hours of being charged, and that's how it is with most really bad crimes. They're repeat offenders. Sorry, I was moving around. It's the same thing you see like with rape. Most rapists are repeat offenders. Very few people actually rape, and the problem was they keep getting re-released. It's the same thing with pedophiles. They're repeat offenders. They get released. So I think that's what you're seeing in a lot of these cities that have the really high crime is they're repeat offenders. Now, I'm new to Virginia, but I remember, well, not really new anymore, but when I was new, I heard like Richmond at one point was like the murder capital of the country. And when they established a rule that if you were caught or if you were convicted of an actual violent crime, there was like a mandatory, you were gone 5-10 years, done. When they started doing that, Richmond's murder rate dropped drastically because they had figured out that it was repeat offenders. So again, that has to be a local issue, a county issue, and a state issue. As far as National Guard, this can happen. Again, it's just a timeline of how it has to happen. And it's not the first time it's happened. I know Clinton did it in Arkansas. So it can totally be done.
Didn't he do that in Little Rock?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it can totally be done for whatever that reason, as long as it meets the criteria that, again, is in all those sections and clauses and all that, it can be done. And then as far as the deployment of troops, again, this is the media. I think his first term, there were already troops there, but he deployed more troops to Syria because that was that famous event where U.S. troops got into a firefight with Russian mercs and Syrian Assad loyalists. So it's happened, and I mean we have troops like deployed everywhere, but
there's a lot of like little moving parts that the news doesn't ever give details about, unfortunately. And I know this firsthand personally from experiences being places, and then the news doesn't actually tell people like what's really happening.
Well, the news can be manipulative. We found that out personally.
I mean, I was just talking about that to a doctor the other night, that it was frustrating because I didn't know what was happening until I got back home. And then I started finding out like what the news was saying about what we were doing. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what was happening. And, it's like we did do that, but that wasn't what happened. I told him a specific story on a mission where we were helping out with a special ops team, and we were going after like the number 2 most wanted person at the time. He was Iranian. And when we got back to an Air Force base and we were just kind of eating some food and just hanging out for a bit before we had to head out, the news had already caught wind of it, and they were reporting that we blew up a wedding party. It's like, yeah, first off, it was 4 a.m. The sun wasn't and yeah, the guy who was there was the number 2 most wanted person, and maybe his family was there, but again, he was sent in by Iran to teach them how to make shape charged IEDs, and that's what really happened. But the news story that everybody got from CNN World News and BBC World News was that we blew up a wedding party.
Well, let me give you an example. Kia, you're about to laugh. It was when we used to live in the East End, and a fire broke out in a house on the corner of where we lived at. And this was a horrible fire. And the scary part about it is that we had low-hanging power lines. And I had realized it because I had went to the store. And I came back. When I came back, and it's late at night. When I went to the store, nothing was going on with this house. I had been gone 5, maybe 7 minutes tops. And when I came back, this house had gone up in flames. So, was it a CBS van?
I think so. I don't remember.
And so we walked there, and I'm like, damn, I hope ain't nobody there. So apparently nobody was there. CBS van was there. Then the owner of the home pulls up, and she's hysterical. But she said, and we were like, yo, was there anybody in the house? She's like, no. We've been gone all day. She said, but her
dog was in the house.
Yeah, but she said, my dog is in the house. She said, my dog is in the house. And we're like, yeesh. Because that fire was horrible. So, we're consoling this woman, and she was hysterical because she was like, oh my God, I ain't got nowhere to live now. My fucking dog was in there. So CBS does an interview with me, and I'm describing on what happened. And the way they twisted that shit, and I'm not laughing because it was funny.
The way they edited it, they did twist it, but they obviously didn't play your whole statement, and then
no, they didn't.
They finessed the story more than what it was.
Because in the statement, I told him, I was like, well, thank God nobody was in the house, because this is a horrible fire. Feel bad for that dog though. So they didn't air me saying that part. They said, fortunately, the family was able to make it out the house on time before the fire started.
No, they said with minutes to spare.
Yeah, with minutes to spare. Unfortunately, the dog didn't make it. We was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, man. One of the funniest things I saw, and this was years ago. This is back when I was still living in California, and I was living in a house, was renting with a couple of buddies. And I happened to be off work that day, so I was home, and one of my roommates, he always used to leave the TV on, so he had the TV on. And it was on C-SPAN. And I don't remember who the Pope was at the time, but whoever the Pope was at the time was talking. And I was like getting dressed and passed through. So I was like watching a little bit, and I was listening. I was like, okay, all right. And after about 20 minutes, I left. And I come back later that day, and he used to love watching Jon Stewart, Daily Show back then. And he was talking about what the Pope had said. So I stopped in before I had to head back out. I was watching, and my buddy's is laughing on the couch. And I was like, oh yeah, I saw this earlier today.
I said, but that's not what he said. They're editing this weird. That's like he said that part first, that part last, and then he said that part first, and it went in this order. So that's actually not what he was saying. And dude, my buddy looked at me like I just ruined his whole day. And I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to ruin your day, but like they're literally editing it in different orders that he didn't say it that way. I was literally here watching it as I was getting dressed.
Right.
I'm like, and that's the media. I'm just telling you
I never looked at the news the same. After that shit, I never looked at the news the same again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, y'all motherfuckers. I was like, y'all really try to control the narrative.
Yeah. Another story that I was telling last night when I was working. Another story was, and I wasn't personally a part of this because where we were at in country was usually doing reconnaissance on other places, but in the cities, they would get in firefights, and by the time the media got there, people had picked the bodies clean, taken the gear off, taken the weapons, and the media would get there and were reporting. I don't know how old y'all are. If anybody remembers, this is back like in 2004. The media was reporting that we'd killed civilians. It's like, no, those weren't civilians. They were running around with gear, vests and rifles and stuff. But by the time you got here, it's been stripped clean. But that's what people were believing. It's like, oh my God. There was another thing that happened when and this was like 2005, 2006, when they finally gave out ACOG scopes to all the Marines, finally, because the Marine Corps is cheap and budget's really cheap, so they always give us crap. But they gave them ACOGs, and the stats showed that the number of headshots went up like astronomically, where Marines were like dropping dudes with blowing their brains out, just dropping them. Yeah. And there was this I'm not sure if he was a senator or a U.S. representative, but he was literally wanting to bring up charges and did an investigation on the Marines because they said that we were executing people. It's like, no, you just finally gave us some fucking optics that work, and we're freaking knocking people down at 200-300 meters. That's what you pay us for. That's what we're good at.
Right.
But that's how they reported it, was we were executing people. It's like, no.
Dude, you said 2005, 2006. We're all 80s babies on here, bro. We
all right, yeah. I'm not sure. I didn't know how old anybody was.
We're early to mid 80s babies. We remember that shit.
So, I take it with the grain of salt and try to look up the information and see like what stats are what, myself, to see which places are really like what is it. And that's probably the best thing to do, because a lot of these people, whether it be the mayor or the governors or whoever, they say things because they got to get reelected. So like Chicago, especially during the summer, every fucking weekend, 14 plus people get shot. At least 20% of those are going to be little kids. And
that's that gang. That's that gang.
And when they say, oh, everything's fine, it's like, no, dude, everything's not fine. If every single weekend you got 14 plus people getting shot and you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old kids getting caught up in that, everything's not okay. Now, I'm not saying National Guard is the answer, but I will say whatever it is they're doing in their state and their city is definitely not the answer either then, because you've got a problem. And they're just not talking about it, honestly. There's a problem, and there needs to be a fix to it. And they don't have the answers, and I don't think they care to have the answers, to tell you the truth.
They really don't. That there you go. That's the $1 million question, or the $1 million statement. They don't care to have an answer. Do you know why?
It's a status quo.
Not even a status quo. What do you think those people who are getting shot, 14-year-old kid or 14 people with little kids get shot? Who do you think they look like?
Exactly. And the truth of the matter is, America don't give a damn about black people.
There you go.
Period.
There you go.
It's
and we're not trying to play the race card by no means, but all you have to do is look at the demographic. It's just reality. Yeah, all you have to do is look at the neighborhoods of these places that have been under attack.
They're not sending the National Guard to Palm Springs or Beverly Hills.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You think they're sending the National Guard to Champaign, Illinois? Hell no. They're sending that shit to the fucking south side of Chicago.
Here's something that's interesting though. If
if by doing this there is a drop in the murder rate, the answer is not to leave the National Guard there. The answer is for that locality to figure out, like, oh, maybe if we actually police and get the actual criminals and get them off the street, that's going to help move things in the right direction. Now, I don't think that's the biggest problem. I think that actually there's a bigger problem, and it has nothing to do with like people's colors. It's just literally nobody wants to talk about it. Whenever people do talk about it, they get shouted out. I think that it's the broken families. It's these broken families. It's no fathers in the homes getting these kids. There was one thing that was happening, was it Cleveland? And this is recent, where they had like mass arrests, and it was after curfew, which is so funny to me that people get pissed off about curfew, because when I was a kid, there was a curfew. Like you had to be, if you were underage, you couldn't be out past 10. Like to us, I don't understand.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, for us in Virginia, it was like past 11.
Okay, yeah. For me in California at the time, it was, I think it was 10.
Yeah.
Maybe the only exception might have been like Halloween or something, but you know.
Oh no! In Virginia, Halloween, it probably was 10.
So, but they had these mass arrests, all these underage kids, and I say that anyone under 18, and they had weapons. They had one dude who was like 15 who had an AR in his pants, and
I can believe that.
People were saying, "Oh, we need after-school programs." And it's like, no. You need families where they put their foot up these kids' asses and say, you're not going out. Oh, we need to give them. They're like, oh, we need to give them something to do. Yeah, you stay fucking home and do something at home.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with that. But I agree with that. But you can implement an after-school program as well. You can do both.
You can do both. But when they were saying that, I'm sitting here going like, there's no after-school program that needs to be running past 11 o'clock at night. At that point, you need to have your ass at home. I agree. After-school program like sports or some kind of club, whatever that club is.
And if you find something like that, they're usually running no later than 6, 7 o'clock.
Definitely. Right.
Yeah.
So that was when they were saying that. I'm like, that's a bullshit excuse.
Well, yeah, that is a bullshit excuse.
You got nobody at home telling these kids to get their ass out of the street and stop acting like a fucking hooligan and get your shit together. Be a little serious. I know you're bored. Go read a book or go play some video games in your house. No one's telling them that.
But that's not the case for everybody. That's not the case for everybody. Not everybody has the luxuries of video games. Some people are really living in shitty conditions.
I get it.
And they have that's their only, not saying that's their only option. I mean, because I'm going to be honest, when there's a will, there's a way. I'm a firm believer in, any one person with the will to do something can make it happen. But at the same time, not everybody is dealt the same cards, and we got to face reality. The reality is America is filled with a lot of poor cities, and a lot of poor cities are predominantly filled with people of color. They don't
I get that.
access. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I work for Henrico County and Richmond, and I can tell you just by walking into two school buildings, the difference in funding from the county to the city.
Yeah.
And it's sickening. Like one school I'm at, beautiful school, elementary school, predominantly white kids. And it's amazing. The county does amazing for these schools. But I go literally 17 minutes away. And it's a totally different story.
Yeah, and I get that.
Hold on. Let me put a disclaimer. Henrico County, all of your elementary schools, whether they're predominantly white or black, they're great. They look great. And I don't say that to be funny. The funding. No, hold on. The funding is different.
But here's the problem that I don't agree with the funding part, only because of where I came from in California. California threw more money at their school system than anybody for years, And one of the reasons we left was because it didn't matter. They kept dropping. When we left California in 2012, it was like ranked 49 out of 50. Okay. Yet it was giving way more money. And I'm not talking about like, just a couple million here. No. I'm talking about billions. They gave more money to these schools. The money wasn't fixing the problem. It kind of goes back to that teacher bay thing. Part of the problem is you don't got serious teachers. Part of the problem is these
I don't disagree with that.
Part of the problem is these school boards are corrupt.
It's like
part of the problem is parents don't care.
But
That
all of
part
these
too.
things are just side effects of the root issue. You know what I'm saying? Why don't the parents care? Why is the crime high? Why are the kids running out? Like that those are just side effects. That's not the root issue. If America finally decides to address the root issue and right the wrongs, as uncomfortable of a conversation as it is to have, I honestly and truly believe we wouldn't have a lot of these issues that we have now. But the bottom line is, we like as a nation to sweep shit under the rug. We like as a nation to change the narrative, to just move on, to act like nothing ever happened. And we got to understand, trauma runs deep. Scientists have discovered that trauma is embedded in your DNA over generations. Okay,
No, I
so
get that. And
just
I've heard that
because
study
something,
too.
you know what I'm saying, we got to address the root issue. I hear what you're saying, and that's all well and good, but the bottom line is, there's systemic issues in this country that impoverish people of color. We don't have access to a lot of the things that other communities do, and that's what causes the crime and the chaos, and not the fathers in the house and the kids out in the streets because the mama working 3-4 jobs. Like, you got to look at it through all of the lenses. It's not just black and white. We got to address the root issue, and the root issue is systemic racism in America, point blank, period.
I don't, hold on. Let me talk for a second, Vance. I don't disagree with anything that you said, but there's another side to that as well. While everything you said is spot on, there's another part when it comes to a parental, when it comes to a parental part of that's lacking. And this may sound weird or it may sound funny, but I'm being dead ass serious when I say this. Another part of that is social media. Another reason why parents aren't as active. This has been going on honestly for the last 10, maybe 15 years, where parents now are more concerned per se. And I'm not saying that this is on purpose, but they're more preoccupied with what's going on in their own personal life, particularly. And I'll say this isn't even in the impoverished communities, that this is in the rich neighborhoods where parents just dish out a bunch of money for everything and everybody else to raise your kid, but you're not focused on your kid. Why do you think that so many of these mass shootings and bomb threats come from suburban areas? Because there are a lot of parents out there who don't pay enough attention to their children because they're caught up in their work, they're caught up in their business. Yeah, you may have a 2-parent household, but if you have one parent who's entrenched in their laptop or their phone, worrying about what the fuck is going on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, and then you have another parent who's worried about their fucking business or their fucking job, and the kids are out there really raising themselves. You've got fucking AI who's already starting to replace people, raising the kids, the video games, the websites where these kids are getting on inappropriate ass websites, and the parents have no clue because they're not invested. They may be in the same house, but they're not involved because they got their own shit going on that they're more worried about.
And coming back to the families, this isn't new information. I remember hearing this like 20 years ago, and I think Adam Carolla was talking about it. And I've also seen the stats too. They did this, when they did a study on, it might have been California prisons. I'm not sure if it was all the nation, but definitely California prisons. And there was one thing that was a unified stat. It didn't matter what color you were. And it was in these prisons where the crimes were like, where the crime was something like heavy. It was a violent crime. It was somewhere like in the 70s or 80%. And it didn't matter the color, that they came from broken homes. They didn't have fathers. So it doesn't solve the entire problem, but it comes a long way in fixing, because you're never going to get rid of all of it. You're always going to have criminality, and you're always going to have crime. Yeah. But that was like a unified stat that didn't care what color you were. If you came from a broken home, you had a higher percentage chance of falling into something you probably shouldn't have. So throwing money at the situation won't matter. I mean, let's look what happened with the off topic a bit, but just look at what happened with Richmond and their water problem they had recently. City's been throwing money at all kinds of things. They didn't use it to fix the freaking water treatment facility. So they're not going to use it to fix the schools. You got people on the school board in Richmond, and I'm only speaking on Richmond. I don't live there, but I saw this. The schools get money thrown at it, and the people on the school board, their income goes up, but the teachers' income doesn't go up, and the schools don't get refurbished. The schools don't get fixed. They don't check on the education levels, like are people actually reading at the grade level they're supposed to be reading at, or doing the math at the level they're supposed to be reading at. But yet the money's going somewhere. So that's the same problem California had. Throwing money at it isn't going to fix it. The problem is that you can't force individual people to give a shit unless they actually want to give a shit. And
or unless it directly affects them.
Yeah. And so if you look, and here's the funny thing, it directly affects these communities that they don't care more about their kids' education. Yet it still doesn't get fixed, because I think for some people, and I don't care who they are, where they're at, I just think that they don't care. They don't put enough. And I'm not saying college education. You don't have to have a college degree. I'm just saying educate yourself in general. If they don't care, if they don't put an emphasis that, no, you are going to read this book, you are going to learn to read properly, speak properly, do math fundamentally properly, let's at least get the fundamentals down. If they don't care about that, you're not going to ever fix those problems.
And Vince, let me tell you something. While the quality of schools have gotten better, I'm going to say, and this is just my opinion, while the quality of schools have gotten better, the quality of education, and like you said, teaching the basics, have gotten worse.
Way worse. I see with my own kid. I remember
see with my own kids too.
Yeah. I remember being,
and I don't say that as a knock, because my kids are really good students, but the basics, like writing in cursive and things like that, like that's got. I
remember in 5th grade, when I would come home with homework, it would be like math. It'd be like 30 math problems, several things I had to write. I had like books, and I had to do all kinds of homework. These kids come home with homework. It's like one sheet of paper.
It ain't even paper no more, dude. They on the laptop.
Well, for this school, they actually have a sheet of paper still. So yeah, I don't have it, but it's like one sheet. And now finally in 5th grade, it's finally both sides, back and front now. I'm sitting here looking, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's like, I warn him too. It's like, you better be careful. These tests they give you are 10 questions. You missed 2, you got 80%. When I was taking tests, it was 30 fucking questions.
You goddamn right. At least
there was
20,
some leeway.
Minimum 20. Like if you had like 10 questions, that wasn't a test. That was a quiz.
That was a quiz just to see where you were at.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I was like,
with no less than 20 questions.
So right there, maybe the school's nicer. Maybe they fixed the school. They got brand new buses. They fixed the engines. Great. That's good. Put tires on it so they don't slip in the ice. Hey
now. We ain't gonna have no bus drivers. So we ain't gonna have no bus drivers land on this bitch. Okay. We ain't gonna have no bus drivers land on here.
But they're still sending kids home with one sheet of homework. You're right. They don't teach them how to write cursive. You got people in a class that probably should have been failed and held back another year that keep getting passed through, that aren't reading at the level they should be reading at, that don't even follow the rules. Like, they do things that should get them at least put on detention or reprimanded, but no, they just make excuses. Oh, well, they have a disability or learn. Well, you know what? Then get them in a different class. I'm like,
God damn, okay. But you know what?
I'm sorry.
I mean, no, I'm not against that method of thinking, because the fact is that people and I'm not just saying children, but people in general have become coddled a little too much.
Yeah.
And there's a part of this society where mediocrity is accepted and seen as greatness. Yeah. And and if you can't do it, try your best. If you try your best and it is what it is, okay, then let's work at it. But it's like, we are very quick to reward. Like, it's a society full of participation trophies.
Yeah. And I saw this growing in California, and I see it spreading everywhere else. And it's easy to say, oh, well, this is the problem. No, bring back the standards, get the kids where they need to be. If they need extra help, then that's where the money should go to, is for programs for them to stay after school. Or maybe they need to be in a class that's more their speed to catch them up. It's not about not educating them. I remember seeing schools where there were kids with learning disabilities. They had their own classes and they still got educated and they still got helped. But you can't put them in a class with other students who are really fighting hard to move ahead, maybe even go to college. It holds them back. And if the parents don't care, if the kids don't care.
That's not the case with Henrico County. I will tell you that.
That's what?
That's not the case with Henrico County.
And I'm not saying it's even happening in Hanover or anything like that. I'm just saying I saw this becoming a big problem in a lot of California schools. Mm-hmm. And like you said, after a while, after years and years, people stop caring because of mediocrity. Well, it's good enough. It's okay. It's blah, blah, blah. Well, no, it's not good enough. It's not okay. Your son, and it's mostly your sons, because the girls are kind of excelling. Your son is 15 and he reads at a fucking 12 or at a 12-year-old level. That's not
12.
Okay.
12.
Maybe even worse. Yeah, maybe even worse.
9.
And that's not okay.
That's not okay.
You have to be honest about that. It doesn't matter what you look like. That's not okay. There has to be a standard for everybody. And a lot of these schools that I saw in poorer neighborhoods and cities back where I was living, they didn't care. They would say the same thing. Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing good, because it was a metric. They have to graduate a certain percentage of students so they can continue getting state funding. So the kids that were the worst of the worst, they would just give up on, as long as it didn't exceed, let's say 30%.
A certain percentage. Yeah, a certain percentage. Yeah.
As long they could have a certain percentage that they could hold back. They had a certain percentage they could expel, but then they had a certain percentage we need to keep graduating. You saw that in Baltimore. Was that a few years ago? Remember that? Yeah. In Baltimore, I think it was somewhere around like 90% of the kids couldn't read at the grade level, but they were graduating them at like a 80% rate.
Yeah. Well, see, as parents, that's when parents need to step up, and you need to realize if your child, because I would just say to the parents who can compare and contrast where you were at this age and where your child is at this age. If you realize that your child is not at the same level, that's up to the parent, to step in and, like you said, really care to do something. Sometimes you can't always go by what the school says. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I never thought I would be the parent who would be a stickler for not grades, but just for effort when it comes to school. And when it comes to my son, I am. Because my son showed me at the end of last school year what he was capable of if he had just a little push, just a little nudge coming from home, and coming from home and just saying, hey, just a little nudge, hey, and sometimes it may make him uncomfortable, but I'm like, no, we're going to get this done, and we're going to get this done right. I will never, and I've told both my children, I will never be that parent who was like, you better bring me straight A's or else. Because I was a DC student in high school I was a D student in high school up until my junior and senior year. Then junior and senior year, then I became a BC student, then an AB student. So I will never do that with my children. If I tell my son this, you could bring me home a report card of straight C's, except for chorus. Better get an A in chorus, or me and you gonna have a talk. But if you bring me home a report card full of C's, and I know you're doing your best. You're trying your hardest. You're not missing any work, but you're doing your best. I'm all right. You good with me? Let's just do our best to bring our grades up. But if you're trying, that's my thing is effort. So, and I think parents, parents who pay attention to their children's, particularly their academic strengths and weaknesses. And our son has ADHD. But when he got that push, that little boot in the ass, not literally, just figuratively, all of a sudden, that report card that was suspect in the second 9 weeks, in the last 9 weeks of the school year, turned into 5 A's and 2 B's.
Yeah, and I think if you saw that,
at like an individual family level just start to spread, you would see things improve no matter where.
Yeah.
You would see it just start to improve, because you can't rely like I said, with the school I went to, the teachers would put their foot up your ass, but it was a private school.
It's
They're
different in
getting
the
paid to
90s,
do that.
man. It was different in the 90s.
It was, but also that's what they're doing. They're getting paid to do that, and there was a standard. But you can't nowadays, especially if your kids are in public schools, like you cannot rely on the schools to be pushing your student to do uncomfortable things day in and day out.
But see, this is when parenting comes in. I don't know if y'all have Power School in Hanover, but we have Power School in Henrico County.
Yeah, I think we have that. Is that a Virginia thing?
It must be, because I got access to all his teachers, and I can look at all his grades and all his assignments.
I kind of like that.
Ain't right. Me and Kia are on it when it comes to them teachers. We are on it because we just want our kids to do the best that they can be, and we understood we was kids too. Sometimes you just don't feel like doing the shit, but it doesn't mean that you can't do that. Doesn't mean that that's okay, because it's not.
And sometimes you make mistakes. Like I told my son that, it's like, dude,
of course,
I'm not going to be mad at you if you screw up on something that's brand new information. You're supposed to screw up and start learning.
Yeah.
I just say, just don't keep making the same screw up over and over and over again. You know, like learn the fundamentals. But if it's brand new information, it might take a while for it to sink in. And some topics not everybody's into. It might take you longer to learn a certain topic compared to another topic. Okay. It's just you have to basically push yourself to do something uncomfortable each day. What do you suck at? Well, then push a little harder in that particular direction.
Right.
You know, you're not expecting you to ace it, but push a little harder. You'll start figuring things out. I sat with him all summer working on math, trying to figure out a way for him how his brain works. Because I taught him, I said, dude, there's probably 5, 6, 7 different ways to solve any particular math problem. I'm going to figure out which way it is that works with you. And we would go through like long division and like difficult multiplication. And then I finally figured out what worked for him. I was like, all right, do that every single time, you know?
Right.
And so it's like, it's okay. Cause there's so, and I put on one on paper and I said, boom, 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 3 or 4 different ways to solve the same problem I just showed him. I said, that's how math is. But I had a teacher later on in life that taught me that. I don't think they're teaching them that, unfortunately. And it's like not every kid's brain works the same way. And the teachers aren't going to figure that out. The parents have to figure that out. How does your kid's brain work?
Right. Well, you're absolutely right on that. And talking today with my son when we went into Kroger's, I was looking at his grades to make sure he had all his assignments completed. And I saw that he didn't pass the algebra test. And I just gave him a pat on the shoulder. And because it brought his grade from an A+ to a B+. I said, Roman, you think I'm gonna trip about this? I said, hell no. I said, man, you don't have any missing assignments. You don't have any incomplete assignments. I said, all of your other assignments thus far has been all A+. I said, you think I'm tripping about this? I said, nah. I said, we'll get them next time.
Yeah.
I said, you're doing so great, please. Because I have to flash back and remember, I fucking sucked math in high school. So the fact that man, please. And see, and Roman told me something at the beginning of the school year when I asked him. I said, what are your goals for this school year? I asked him. Matter of fact, I asked him on the show. He said it on the show. He said to have a better start to the school year this year than I did last year. I said, all right.
Good.
Cool. I said, I'll take it. And you know what? He's holding his end of the bargain. I told him. I looked at his grades today. 3 A's, 3 B's. I said, I got no complaints.
That's good. Yeah.
None. Whatsoever. None. I told him, I said, boy, you the shiz naive. I said, boy.
Speaking of A's, just brought something funny to my mind off topic, but Katie's she's part Japanese. Her grandmother was Japanese from Japan. Her grandparents met in Japan at the end of World War II. Her grandfather was in the military, so went to Japan after we just beaten them, and met her there. So she used to joke about that. The one thing they would hear is that It's not called a Bayesian, it's called an Asian, so get A's. So it's just hilarious.
I know that's right. So Katie's part Japanese. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yeah. But I've jokingly told him that, but I'm the same way as you. It's like, dude, if you don't get an A, that's not a big deal. Shoot for it. If you fall short, that's cool.
Yeah.
But we had people when I was doing this before I graduated just recently here, and there was a minimum you have to get. You had to get 80% on every exam, 80% in the class, and then there was a certain percentage you had to get on like another test. And so it was 3 things you had to get certain percentages on. If you got less than 80% any one of those, you have to retake the class. And this shit was fucking hard. And we had people that were like, well, all I got to get is 80. And if there was a few of us in the class that looked like, no, it's like, you better shoot for that 95 because you're not going to get it. But if you don't get it, at least you get 87. It's like, you for 80, you're going to get a 78, and you're going to be retaking.
I always encourage my kids to do the best that they can, because I tell them, and I straight up tell them, I want you to be like I was when I was in school, because the worst thing that happened to me was when I was in goddamn 6th grade and I found out that a D was passing. I said, oh, really? I said, oh, a D is passing? Really? And it hindered me, my own doing, really up until I got to 11th grade, because when I got to 11th grade, I had been to summer school 3 straight years, and I was like, all right, look, maybe I need to at least let's get a C. You know what I'm saying? Like and I don't want them to think that. And I grew out of this thinking that, do the bare minimum to pass, because when I was 15, 16, I didn't give a fuck about no damn college, but when I was 14, 15, I didn't give a fuck about, I didn't give a fuck about college when I was 16, 17. I just know I was sick of going to summer school. And it just so happened that once I got in my senior year and my GPA started to go up, at least for my senior year, that I started getting letters from college. But I just want my kids to, I don't want my kids to do that. I want my kids to be better than that. Now, their mother, on the other hand, was a straight A student. She was a straight A student. She was one of the top of her class. She was at the top of her class. My final GPA from high school was just ass. There's a difference. I'm keeping it a buck. Look, my 9th and 10th grade year, and then it wasn't that I wasn't trying. And I'm being honest. It wasn't that I wasn't trying totally, but there was also a lot of things going on with me outside of school that was fucking with me inside of school. And Highland Springs knew that. That's why they worked with me the way they did. And once I started holding up my end of the bargain more from an academic standpoint, where I did not need summer school, they rolled for me. I rolled for them. All the rest of history. But their mother is a genius.
Yeah, I was telling my oldest about my oldest sister, she graduated high school and then she went to Notre Dame. And I was telling my oldest, I said, dude, when I got to high school, I was a year behind her. My grades were at the same level where if I'd kept on that path, I could have gone as well. When I was a freshman, I was in classes in math and literature classes with like sophomores and juniors. What killed me was when I got to chemistry, I had a horrible teacher who I would ask questions and she just never would help me. And I stopped caring. And
was she a teacher, Bay?
What's that? No, she wasn't like that. No, we didn't have that back then. She was just some angry woman, I think, that didn't like boys. But,
shit.
And I didn't, I thought she'd be good because my sister had her. My sister's like, she's awesome. But when I got there, I was like, no, she's not helping. I'm asking questions and she won't help. So I stopped caring. And at that point, my grades dropped. So I tell him, it's like, dude, no matter what, it doesn't matter who doesn't care. You have to care. It has to matter to you, because when you stop giving a shit, you're just going to stop. It won't matter. It's like, and that's what I learned as I got older. It's like, not only does you got to get the kid to care, you actually have to care too, because nobody else is going to give a shit. Again, those kids at some point, the ones that don't do well, they're just a statistic. And as long as that school system, that district
meets that quota,
keeps that quota, where's your kid going to fall? Is he going to be in that lower 30%, or is he going to be in that middle 50, or is he going to be in that upper 20?
Yep.
And they have to care, even if they don't think anybody else does. You better care for yourself.
You better. Well, Kia, before we go, because I really wanted to close out at 12 o'clock, but the conversation was so good. And Vince, this is the type of stuff that we be talking about on the Friday show.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought I was interrupting something. So
no. This is the type of stuff, with on the Friday show. We will do a brief description of the sports, and now it'll be a little bit longer because we're going to be giving our predictions on Friday as opposed to Tuesday. But after that, this is the type of conversations we have. That's sports plus life, and on Fridays, life dominates. Now, kid, before we go, do you have anything to add?
No.
Huh?
She dropped out. I'm not sure if she got.
Oh, she did drop out. God damn. Okay. Because I was going to ask, does she have anything to add before we left? She's probably having some laptop issues because, like I said, I wanted to bounce out at 12 because I need to act like I do have to get up tomorrow. My daughter does have a football game that she has to cheerlead for. But I don't know if she's going to join back in or not. My phone is downstairs because I wanted to get up. No, there she is. Okay, perfect timing. Okay. Kia,
my bad. I don't know what happened.
No, you're good. Before we dip out, do you have anything? I want, what's your thoughts of what we've been talking about?
I mean, I don't disagree with Vince. He makes a lot of good points. But at the same time, I feel how I feel. And, my truth isn't necessarily his truth. At the end of the day, the facts are the facts. And I don't believe either one of us are wrong. Like, he's right. He's right, but I think I'm right too. So, point blank, period. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. Two things can be true.
Like I get it. Yes, parents are in the household. Yes, people need to give a shit. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's one thing I've definitely learned about this country that I call home is that sometimes we have a hard time addressing the elephant in the room and that big pill to swallow. It just is what it is, I'm not trying to convince anybody or whatever the case may be, but it's kind of hard to see things through a certain lens when you've never lived. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's kind of hard to convince a white person the struggle of a black person because they never had to go through the struggle. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it just is what it is.
Can I interject for 1 second? I agree. When you say a white person, they haven't had to go through the struggle. The type of struggle, because there are a lot of Caucasian people in middle America who are dependent on Medicaid, dependent on welfare, but this the type of struggle, the type of poverty that we have to go through that I would say that they don't understand. Not going through the struggle, because I believe there's a segment of every population, well, at least in this country that's gone through a struggle. Can you agree with that?
No, yeah, I agree. But also just to add to that and just to piggyback on what Vince said earlier, there's a lot of people in positions of power who could fix a lot of things overnight, and they just honestly don't give a fuck. Why? They just don't. I mean, that's the bottom line. They don't give a fuck. And for anybody, race, gender, you know what I'm saying? It really don't matter. There are a lot of people with the have-nots and even fewer with the haves. But the few, that little small group of people who have the means to do so choose not to. And it also made me think about, I think when you was talking about Jeff Bezos' wife earlier, or his ex-wife now, she may have been, I guess, the richest woman, but I also think she's given away a lot of her money. So, I mean, I think that's not, that's admirable. I appreciate stuff like that. And if more people like her would do the same thing, I feel like we could really start to address a lot of the issues that we have in this country. But I mean, like you said earlier, Vince, a lot of people just don't give a fuck. And as long as people don't give a fuck, the world is always going to be the way it is.
And that's why I agree. There's a lot of people in power who could probably
implement certain policies. But that's why I say sometimes we get so far advanced or we move so far ahead that we forget there are certain traditional values that actually last forever. And that's the whole idea of family and community. If they don't care, let's just say the school district doesn't care, that's fine. But imagine if your entire neighborhood, your entire community started giving a shit themselves and just handling it themselves, because that's what used to happen. Before they federalized education, states handle it, counties handle it, cities handle it. And our predecessors, they were better educated than us across the board. So, and it was just because they actually gave a shit about their own education and didn't rely. I think we're relying so much on these people in power, expecting them to finally step up and do something. No, don't expect them to do anything. They don't have to. When eggs are too expensive and milk is too expensive, you think that bothers them? Man, no, it doesn't.
Hell
so
no.
That's how I look at it. It's like, okay, we're at a point. You're right, and it's not just here; it's everywhere. I've been to different parts of the world. It's everywhere, and I look at it like, well, then maybe some traditions need to come back. Your community needs to come back. Your family needs to come back. Maybe on a cultural level, you need to reevaluate what is it that you're doing, and figure that out for yourself. And then, you know what? Fuck these people.
Right.
And eventually, when that happens, those people in power, let's just say if it's politics, they don't get reelected because now the community shifted, the culture has shifted, and they can't continue to use the same old talking points that's been working for the past 60 years. They now have to meet you at your level, which is somebody who actually gives a crap and is paying attention and is now either ignoring them or doing something else, creating your own future. I'm not oversimplifying. I'm not trying to get too philosophical, but I do think that some traditional values matter and need to come back then.
I don't disagree as well. Now, before we go, I want to give a moment in Black history. That I heard this 2 days ago, and it really caught my eye, struck my attention. I wanted to play this earlier, but we got into the conversation. So before we go, I'm going to give a moment in Black history, courtesy of Mr. Eddie Griffin and his NNN News. And you guys just pay attention, because if you guys have heard of this, then please let me know.
Today we're gonna try something new. This day in Black history. Black history. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, we black. We have history. I don't give who should take it out the books? Because that wasn't never our history anyway. Only thing y'all got in y'all books: slave, Africa, slave, and then broke. Out here. Our history outlasts y'all history. Yeah, we the originals, the OGs. But here you go. Black history, right here, in your face. Check it out.
Why isn't Tunis Campbell in every American history book? Who? Is it because he proved black people didn't thrive without white control? Okay. They thrived? Campbell was born free in 1812, but he wasn't satisfied with freedom on paper. After the Civil War, he bought land in Georgia and built a black-led society from scratch, complete with schools, courts, land ownership, self-defense forces, and zero white oversight. He banned white officials from interfering, appointed black judges, organized militias. And when the system couldn't beat him legally, they poisoned him, threw him in prison, and tried to erase him. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Campbell didn't beg for equality. He built independence. He didn't challenge white power. He replaced it. So ask yourself, why was his name buried while others got monuments?
Well, because he didn't come with them knee breeches on. So, there you are. Tunis Campbell. Look him up. Today in Black History. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Just thought I'd share that with the audience. That name again, just in case anything got a little choppy, was Tunis Campbell. That resonated with me because I had never heard of that guy. And
Never have I.
Apparently all of this. Huh?
I just said neither have I.
Yeah, and apparently all of those actions happened well before Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well before all of that stuff happened well before Tulsa, Oklahoma, well before Black Wall Street. So just thought I would introduce that name to the chat. So anyway, Vince, Kia, this has been fun. Haven't done a show this long. I went 3 hours last week, but this is 3 hours and 30 minutes. So again, I'm going to act like that I do have to get up to do some stuff tomorrow. We got a football game we got to go to for our daughter who is cheering. Let's go Ravens, Glen Allen Ravens. But next show will be Sunday at 7:45. The Sports Plus Life post-game show, season 3, episode 1, where we will recap the first week of the NFL season. I'm going to be straight up. If you ain't down with the sports and down with the NFL, the Sports Plus Life post-game show ain't for you. If you want to come on and watch just to support your boy and his boys and all your boys, then this will be the spot. New thumbnail, remix a post-game song. So that will be Sunday at 7:45. That should be right after the Broncos will be wrapping things up with the Titans. Yeah. So quick recap. The Los Angeles Chargers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs today, 27-21. The Chiefs are 0-1. The Chargers are 1-0. The Eagles beat the Cowboys last night, despite Jalen Carter getting ejected for spitting on Dak Prescott. Now, I hate the Cowboys, but I ain't gonna spit on nobody. That's just nasty. And we come in the blow. Matter of fact, if he spit on me, I'm getting thrown out the motherfucking game too. It just is what it is. But Vince, anything else you want to say before we dip?
No, I'm good, man. This is good.
Kia, anything else you want to say before we dip?
Yes, real quick. So, Comet 3I Atlas is on its closest approach to Earth. It's going to be close to Earth and Mars. It's a very weird comet. Remember, I had been talking to y'all about the Anunnaki and my conspiracy theories. So, this is part of my conspiracy. So, they say it's going to be here in I guess October or November sometime.
Is it gonna hit us?
So, be very interesting. No. That's not what I meant. No. It's not gonna be nowhere near us to hit us. But what they are saying is it don't act like a normal comet. Like it's not doing things that normal comets do, which I think is kind of cool. And they said it has a tail, but the thing is the tail is in front of the comet, which is weird because usually the comets the tail's behind it. And it just has a lot of weird things that's not typical from a comet. But scientists is don't trip because it's an interstellar object. So things might act weird coming from other solar systems and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. But all my conspiracy theory people think it's the aliens. So
I was
we'll
just getting
see.
ready to say, that ain't a comet, that's a spaceship.
Right. So on that note, hide your kids, hide your wife. Good night and good luck.
All right. Well, it's your boy, Brandon Bravon Towns. For Vince, for Kia, we out this bitch. Peace. Love you. And we'll see you Sunday. Sports Plus Life post game show. We out.